Destiny.
With that, I would also like to welcome our lovely YouTube audience. You guys have tuned in to an absolutely amazing match. The gods have descended upon the mortal planes today as God's Reign and Godlike battle it out for one true spot, for one true title of the Lord themselves. Can Godlike exact revenge for whatever happened to them in Split 1? Their journey was cut short because they won only a single map and not a single series in that Split 1, so they never got to make it to playoffs. God's Reign, on the other hand, almost won the entire tournament, except they lost the finals to Orangutan. So both these teams have some wounds to lick, and with Godlike getting plenty of chances to go back to the drawing board and figure out what works for them and what doesn't, I hope they come back stronger. They've even got this new player, Kibo, in the mix, and I hope that he can pack a punch.
That's how he's just gonna gel up with the team and how he's just gonna play with this Goliath God's Reign. But Board is also here, one of the man who is responsible for those amazing plays, and again he's a great center, and we have Astro and Sai coming alongside on the stage, and Sai always smiling, and I know the fans who are there on the stage always just shouting Sai, 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 and he just keep on laughing.
Yeah, you
I like the smile. Yeah, I still remember I became that like the spectator and all supporting God's Reign, so it was fun too.
And here comes the man himself, the brains behind the team, Tix. While he is the IGL, he can certainly brag out of his mind when the moment calls upon him. So this is one team that looks really sharp. Godlike, on the other hand, I hope they know what they're doing, because this is a bold choice. I mean, I don't know if it's the small stature of this guy or if he really is that young, but compared to the other players, he seems like a kid. So with him playing on such a big, important stage, I hope that Godlike are able to retaliate and be stronger than they were in Split 1.
I actually like these, the young guns. When it got too cold, we have Techno, we have Tricky. Now I think so. We also have Kibo. These young lads always bring that raw aggression to the team and also a structure 2. So I would love to see how Kibo is just gonna perform with this team. And let's see, is just gonna Godlike play like the Godlike, or they might struggle again against Team God's Reign. And also are gonna be the maps, because in the split one we saw Haven and Pearl got picked, and Godlike were the one who picked Pearl. So let's see. What do you think about that, Crips?
I don't think they're gonna pick Pearl once again. Their lineup just isn't suited to a map like Pearl because it's so multifaceted around mid. They won't be able to keep up with the lurks. If a map that exists allowing them to have those high-powered executes, I think they will be preferring that quite a lot. So maps like Split or Ascent should be on the cards. Okay, God's Reign go for the bind ban instantly. Understandable. It's somewhat new and it doesn't really suit God's Reign playstyle, who are very disciplined. So if a team that induces chaos walks up with bind, it might be a bit difficult. But they pick up Haven, which is their strong map, and they've defeated quite a lot of teams on this one. I'm not surprised with this one. And God will also select Ascent. Okay, so at least the map picks are not surprising. What's the decider gonna be though?
I think so. It's gonna be Lotus. I want Lotus to be the decider map because I love Lotus. Especially the teams who are also trying to understand the comp. But hey, Godlike was like, you know what, Phoenix? We don't want Lotus. Lotus is banned. We have the I don't like this map. I don't like this map. Fracture.
Really? Why?
I don't like it. Because I don't know how to play.
Skill issue, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, skill issue, true.
Anyway, we're done roasting each other. Let's get this game started, ladies and gentlemen. You know the map picks. It's Haven, Ascent, and Fracture, if we go all the way to that one. Speaking of chaotic playstyles, Fracture happens to be that map which can be the deal breaker for a lot of teams who like discipline that way. If they're able to induce that sense of calmness in Fracture, all well and good. But if they cannot, well, then you might just have to dip your toe into chaotic territories and uncharted waters. Let's see if they're up for it. But up first, we have Haven. And this, we know for a fact, happens to be one of the strongest maps for God's Reign. So can Godlike actually beat them over here? They're definitely on the back foot. And given the performances of both these teams in Split 1, one might be reminded over here that God's Reign defeated them 13-6 on this very map previously. But with Keyboard playing the initiator instead of Victor, we might just see a resurgence from Godlike.
Let's see. Keyboard and yes, taking to the breach role. If I'm not wrong, yeah, Heka used to play with similar roles. So yeah, every single one of them is just sticking to the same. And Caramel again, he is now sticking to the Jet. No change. Similar mirror composition from both the teams. Let's see how this first match is going to pan out. Especially, I am excited about the keyboard play and the pistol round. Will Godlike starts this split 2 with a banger, or God's Reign just gonna play according to their playstyle? God's Reign, they are on the attacker side, and Godlike, they're playing on the defensive side. We can see Zay just set up his turret and a swarm grenade for the default setup and a short turret, and he can also jump peek from the long side. Meanwhile, the other players of Godlike, they are trying to take control of the mid.
Yeah, it seems like Godlike want to go for a very early fight towards the mid side. They will most likely fear out of Garage as well as mid. So it's gonna be a fast one. But God's Reign pick up the pace towards the A site, and now Zay has no choice but to back off. He won't be able to hold on to this place by himself. Even the Nano Swarm was shot down, so he can't even delay the plant. And it's gonna go down instantly. A 5v5 retake on our hands with two people from Godlike coming in from the back lines.
Rexy used both shot dart before, shut down Caramel, just trying to enter quickly as possible. Autumn shuts down Rexy, and they're trying to push that defender's alley, and they actually got getting some kills. It's Zay, the final player left from the side of Team Godlike. He was the first player who saw the players of God's Reign, and now he might be the last one in this round. Coming from the defender's alley, has a ghost available, 105 on head. Let's see, got dazed. I think so, yeah, this round is done. And again, God's Reign, they are the one who's just going to win the first round, got the plant, and they will now have a better buy in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, this was almost a flawless. Zay got a freebie as he was able to shoot down that Sova who was busy fighting towards a shot along with the Omen Astro. But other than that, God's Reign seemed invincible in this round. They quickly took the A side. Understandably so, it wasn't being defended heavily, so Godsrain had virtually no resistance walking in and planting the spike like that. But even in the retake scenario, the fact that they were able to play around those smokes on A lobby so well, it kind of indicates that Godlike have some stellar gaps in their defenses, which Godsrain will be able to exploit time and again. Okay. Interesting setup over here. A triple stack on the C side. No KD usually deployed anywhere. There's 2 nano swarms, which haven't really been used up yet, but with the sheriff singing the songs of death, Godlike at least are able to trade out. Nice movement over there. They're shuffling the weapons and putting them back to a spot where they cannot be retrieved by Godlike members. That's smart.
We saw Rexy, he were on the B ramp area and now falls back towards the garage window. Godsrain lost one of their player, and in fact it was a trade. Moving up towards the B side. We're both checking the backstab, place that alarm bot near the A lobby, spots out Zay, and I think so they're just going to plant the spike near the C-link area, and yes, this is going to be a 4v4 battle. Again, you know, Godsrain going to get this round pretty easily, but I would love to see how Godlike will manage to, you know, just put down some bodies. They need to at least drop some bodies, and hey, Rexy goes down.
Yeah, as the bodies start to drop now, Godlike are taking their sweet time. It's almost like they've given up on the retake entirely and just want to steal a weapon or two. And now that they realize there's a Vandal available for the grabs, they might just try to yoink it away. Is it possible for them to do so? Astro can probably deploy one smoke and steal that Vandal. Carry it forward to the next round, unless Tix doesn't let him. Oh, and Tix walks away. They're most likely going to go give up their lives to the spike. Yeah. Kibo kind of conflicted about whether he should die or not. He was like, I have a Vandal. Can I save it? Or is it better to just die and have no economic penalty in the next round? It's a difficult math equation, and we are all bad at it. At least I am. So I don't really blame Godlike for being indecisive over there.
Okay. Maybe I think those were the calls from the side of Godlike, who knows. But hey, they lost the second round again. But good amount of damage from the side of Godlike. They dropped 2 weapons. One of them was Bulldog and one was Vandal. But now this is going to be a fire round in which we can see Caramel is playing with the light shield. If we talk about the setup, we can see an A setup from the side of that KJ, none other than Zay. Turret towards that short, alarm bot for the long ramp, and a default swarm grenades. Plus, I like how Caramel scaled the C long.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to point out. With Caramel pushing down C long and no presence on mid, I think Godlike can see this A hit coming in. And they are somewhat prepared for it too. Zay playing very passively, just waiting for someone to dash in. I'm assuming that's going to be the Jet. He's holding only the angles which are slightly visible. Alarm bot's been destroyed, but they haven't really broken the nano swarms yet. The shot dart breaks the first nano swarm. Second one gets activated. And it's only to delay the plant, but I don't think Godsrain are going to be affected by that at all. So they are going to continue doing their stuff. But Caramel's already on the flank, and Vibhor needs to check this. Spot it out. The duo comes through. Vibhor just escapes with his life.
124 damage. He needs to survive that. Caramel just playing around that cloudburst. Triggered the alarm bot. He needs to be careful. He was shuts down Vibhor. Now he's also pinching from the short angle, and his team tried to, you know, take down one more player. Autumn is down by that aftershock. Sai couldn't able to miss those shots. He shuts down Zay. Tix needs to be careful. Peeks out from the dark cover. Kibo meanwhile shuts down Hoax and Sai too. That's a triple frag from him, and this round is done. Astro, what a good retake from the side of Godlike, and Caramel. This man is just crazy.
Godsrain, they really kind of fumbled the ball over here. Understandably so, because they had bonus weapons, but keep in mind they had some Phantoms and Vandals saved from the previous round, so it's not like firepower is to blame. But that aftershock kill from Kibo, that is incredible. You also have to understand that it wasn't just the aftershock over there. He also used the fault line and the blinds on top of it. So the guy probably didn't even realize that he's getting burst down by the aftershock, and it was like, do if you don't, doomed if you don't. So he couldn't even afford to move out there, because then he would be shot down. So there's multiple ways to kill. But Godsrain are exploiting this side again and again. Caramel, my goodness, He's unchained!
Spike
The flashes
down
from
A.
Kibo set him up for a double kill. At least Sai is able to finally put his killing spree to an end, but he's got so much information on the back of it. The spike spotted, and with this, the rotations from Godlike have also arrived over here.
This also, he shuts down, takes the controllers out. Naive, you have to put those bodies up if you want to take an angle, and Rexy
Spike
just doing
down A.
perfect job here. Got a dry read from Vibo, shuts him down, and now they also got the spike control. Sai, he is alone on his own, on shot, trying to force some fights. Meanwhile, we can see Astro staying in the mid courtyard. Okay, this round is done. The way Godlike started, the way Caramel played, and the way Kibo set him up, just perfect. And this is what we were talking about. This is what we wanted from Godlike, right? Those
Yes.
perfect plays, those perfect, strategical plays. And they're just
30
doing that.
seconds
I'm
left.
happy for now.
I have the spike.
The proactivity
Last
certainly
player
helps their
standing.
cause. And Drexy's able to get 2 kills from the same spot because he sees the battle first. So that's the angle exploited really well. Now, I don't think God's Reign expected this sort of a play from Godlike so early in the game. You take a look at the smoke as well, and both the teams have put up smokes on either side, The first smoke towards short was put down by
One
God's Reign
enemy
themselves because they expected some aggression, and partially because they wanted to go towards long. But at the same time, you had another smoke deployed by Astro towards a lobby, which basically creates a killing box. That lobby area which Caramel was going into became a killing box which nobody else can come inside without challenging even the breach at the same time. So with the smokes locking out both those areas, it's just Caramel's playground right there. This round again, God's Reign pick up the slack. They're trying to play a little faster, but not towards a long. They're going elsewhere as well. They've broken the alarm bot towards garage. They've also made contact towards where the turret was destroyed. So this will hopefully draw rotations from Godlike, but Godlike do not budge. They continue holding their positions. With Rexy gathering information about no presence on a long, Godlike can continue stacking this B side, and look at the crossfires over here. One playing for swing, the other playing for contact. No! And as soon as that happens, Zay sprays 3 people down. Autumn tried to dash in towards the other side, but Zay says no. A resounding no. And even though they've acquired most of the kills, the 2 remaining members also have a foot in the grave. Hoax and Sai bleeding internally, hemorrhaging their health. They can try to race to the ace side, but Rexy is so aware about this one.
Yeah. Plus,
30
he
seconds left.
also has his owl drone to collect both the information. Rexy just trying to spray down and secures one. Side Dreams was also on just 6 HP, connected that headshot in an easy round for sure. The way Godwin started off this round, just destroying those utility, trying to just pull out some utility and also some rotations, but they won't be able to do that. Cool. For now, this is still going to be Godlike playground. They are playing with God's Reign emotions. And look at that audience prediction switching up quickly. 57.63% favoring Godlike and 42.37 God's Reign. And this is what the audience wanted. This is what the audience expected. And Godlike just showcasing them the true terror of Godlike. It's a setup change. It's only Rexy playing on A side. And now regrouping with Kibo. God's Reign slowly and steadily trying to gather as much information and also scaling the map slowly and steadily. Left shot, collected a lot of information that there is no one present on the close angle of shot. Going forward from the A-log, invested a Rolling Thunder. Dark Covers has been invested in. Rexy just tanks some amount of damage. They got the side. Let's see. Will they be able to plant and can defend?
Oh, but the plant is going to be denied by the Hunter's Fury. That's okay. I don't think God's Reign are too keen on planting right away. They're just happy that they've baited out all the utilities on Godlike. But now, Sai is supposed to use the Hunter's Fury of his own to shoot down the lockdown. Caramel tried to make an updraft play, but he ended up walking into one of the teams. At least the lockdown's gone, so now God's Reign don't have any time pressure. They plant the spike, and the ball's in the court of Godlike. A dash prepared, flash dodged, but instead of dashing into the smoke, Caramel goes elsewhere. And that's right into the crosshairs of Hoax. Vibhor and Autumn go unchecked, and this crossfire is deadly. Astro left to his own devices. With the round half over and his position detected, it's very unlikely that he can get something done, especially when Vibhor's marking the angle with an AWP.
A beautiful round by God's Reign, and I like the slow play from their side, leaving this shot, just checking with that out drone, and also baiting out with a lot of ultimates and utilities with the game plan, and also perfecting that crossfire setup. So just amazing. Plus Caramel, that was his golden chance to, you know, just collect some kills with that updraft blade storm, but won't be able to do that despite the fact he knows where Hoax was. Because he got revealed. But let's see, again, they have enough cash to go for another buy, and we can see another operator in the hands of Caramel.
But this time Vibhor has an AWP too. You don't see this weapon in the hands of Vibhor very often, you know? Especially because this team has 3 very potent toppers. If you guys remember, Saya also used to be an amazing sniper at one point. Of course, he's dropped that role because he's taken over the Sova responsibilities. Vibhor continues to do it every now and then. Autumn, on the other hand, dashes straight inside. He hasn't seen Astro yet, but Astro is still available with his eyesight. The flashes don't cover him. And even Zay strikes in. This is a disaster. The counter paranoia from Godlike pushes everybody back, and this push has been cut down to its knees.
Oh no. This round is done, and Godlike defending it like crazy. Perfectly, by the way. And look at that. Caramel securing the final pick, and a flawless round, by the way. If Godlike lost this round, they would have struggled in terms of cash, but you know what? That wasn't the case now. They secured a very good round, and also thrashing the hopes of God's Reign. And you know what? Every single player just moving from the C-long area is a bit risky. They could have, you know, just tried that pinch from the garage, but won't be able to do that. But here comes a timeout, and Godspeed talking with his teammates that what's going wrong.
Well, we know what went wrong this time. The execute simply did not have any fluff to it. I mean, when you dissect it like that, it was technically a very strong one, you know? The jet dashes into the cloudburst, no danger over there. The utility covering towards the garage side as well. The flashes are there backside, but that's the thing. Nobody actually got flashed. And Godlike, they wait for the perfect moment to start striking down. They're not peering down the C-long corridor right off the bat. No, they're not. They wait for the God's Reign people to move a little into the site, and that's when they bombard them with counter flashes. The paranoia from Astro was also amazing. You add that to the mix of Caramel's AWP and Zay playing a very cheeky angle on logs, and it is enough to completely alter God's Reign execute. Plus, this was a very vanilla execute, you know, God's Reign towards the C side right from the start, not applying pressure elsewhere. A similar approach towards A this time, but they have a massive deterrent, and that's going to be the AWP in the hands of Caramel. KG neutral being destroyed early on, and the locations revealed with the respawn from Rexy. But now that they know where the operator is, do God's Reign continue pushing the envelope? Or do they fall back, take another avenue? You can see the rotation from Caramel coming in already. He expects God's Reign to go elsewhere, and that's why Caramel is preemptively moving towards Garage and the C side. But little does he know that God's Reign love cutting sound and re-executing towards the same site yet again. They even back away from the drone, hoping to not get revealed. Let's see if Godlike can figure this out.
Every single one of them just
scanning ahead,
hugging on that corner of that A-long, but now might be a quick execution aftershock to just stop that aggressive playstyle, and Dark Covers are already here. God's Reign invested a lot of their utilities, and they are forced to fall back. 30 seconds, you have only 30 seconds to go all in, and we can see 3 players playing on A. No way, I think so. This round is pretty easy. This round gonna be very easy for Godlike. Look at that, Rexy again playing with similar angle, got punished by Autumn, quick!
Still holding. Very stoic approach from him, using the smoke for cover, but God's Reign need to start planting now. Autumn has to be the bodyguard. On the edge of the smoke, he has the shotty. And even Caramel has one, so both these people are just staring down this little area with their mini shotguns in hands, hoping to get the frag, and Autumn is the one who gets it. Instant trade from Zay though, but that comes at a steep cost. He gets detained in the process. Astro tries to protect his detained teammate, but Sai will slice and dice him regardless. And in the process of doing so, opens himself up to the refrag from Kibo. What a retaliation from Godlike. They stabilize so quickly.
Especially that play from Zay. Disrespecting that lockdown and also securing a pick, and in fact a good trade. Otherwise, Autumn would have secured some more picks, moving in quickly. And this was the moment where everything went wrong, and Hoax again shutting down Astro, but Kibo, just because of that, he had good HP, he secured that pick. Otherwise, Sai could have, secured that pick and a good round. By the way, a good thrifty round. God's Reign, unable to win the previous round, but still dished out a huge amount of damage. They are affecting God's like economy, which is a good thing. It can help you in the late stages of the game. Already 8 rounds done. This is the 9th round. You still have 3 more left. Kibo has his Rolling Thunder available. On the other side, Hoax with the similar ultimate. And God's Reign again playing slow.
Yeah, but Kibo has been so great. He's just a new kid, but he's already creating so much impact. Nice pick from the board. That's a killjoy diff right there, but Caramel can't fall back. He dashes to safety, but Autumn still plucks him down through the woodworks. And that's God's Reign with an early man advantage. Astro pushing towards C, hoping to secure an early amount of information, but Godlike have to now take some massive gambles. All the KG utility which was deployed towards Garage is now going to be of no use. And with Astro seeing them early towards C, it might just give them an edge, but the A side is empty. So in case God's Reign decide to fall back into the way, it will be difficult. Astro, the lone defender of C, also falls. And now this is looking like a house of cards in a hurricane. Godlike did so well to restabilize in the previous round, but with God's Reign winning this buy round, it will smack them back down.
30 seconds left.
Rexy just trying his level best, use that recon, has the information about Before, and also Sai push forward, shut it down. Autumn just gonna peek. Tebow with the fun, secured another. Will he get the third? It was 140 on the head of Sai. Oh my god, this young lad is scary. This young lad's playstyle it's very good.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like his debut match at all, right?
Yeah.
He's going up against these top dogs, going up against people who have been in the playing field since ages. And in his very first match itself, he's showing us what he's made of. Currently topping the frag board.
This is what Godlike is made of, and wow. Especially Vibo with that garage play. Finally, we can see, God's Reign exploiting that disadvantages of Godlike. They knew it that Zay wasn't available in the previous round. He got picked, so the utilities are not going to be there. But Zay can make a play from this garage alley. Rolling Thunder has been invested. He's untouched. He peeks, but every single one of them, they are in the dark cover. Spots out Hoax. Will he get a play? Yes, he will. Vibo shuts down Rexy. Sai with the trade. Takes, shutting down Kibo. Astro secures takes pick, but Sai with the trade again. That was a quick execution on the C side, and now it's a 1v3.
Yeah, Godlike tried to prematurely trigger the retake. They don't even want to let God's Reign get a chance to plant the spike. Which is fair, you disrupt them when one of those members is busy with no gun in his hand, and it turns into a 4v5 battle. So I understand the idea that Godlike had in their mind, but they just simply couldn't get the frags. God's Reign, even when they're stunned and concussed, can shoot them down. Caramel is so paranoid about getting shot down from Garage. He backs off. The op is much more valuable than his life right now, so he will try to save them both.
Let's see. Saving that 4700 creds weapon. But I think so the next round it's going to be all about the ultimates. Because now you already pulled out that Rolling Thunder from Kibo, but you also can get that lockdown and maybe an Hunter's Fury if you collect just one ultimate point. Plus, if we talk about the economy, Godlike is struggling. You have that operator in the hands, Rexy investing in with the Light Shield Phantom, and also Zay with the Light Shield Vandal. Zay also has his lockdown available, and look at the map pings. objectives. It seems like Godstrain again, they might hit the A site once again.
Yeah, but this time Zay has very little utility to back it up. And
Enemy tag.
little stack towards
Enemy
the
tag.
garage region. Only a turret marking B. But with the early information that Rexy managed to gather with his utility, do Godlike use any preemptive rotations? Doesn't seem like it. Even if they do, the position that Autumn has will allow him to listen to footsteps and figure out if Godlike are actually rotating in or away from the site. So God's Reign hold on. They're waiting for a trigger point, and this could be the trigger.
Oh.
Caramel missed his opportunity, and now he will be forced to reposition himself. Does he go elsewhere, or does he continue holding A? No, he goes towards B. This has happened previously as well, right? As soon as Caramel's position of the op is given away, he tries to reposition, assuming God's Reign will not continue going to the C site. Not continue going to the A site, but they are very stubborn that way now, aren't they?
Plus, it's also very risky. He was on already low on HP. He tanked a lot of damage when he was trying to just escape from that cinder blocks on the A long side. And repositioning himself was also a great plan because that there was a crossfire set up on the garage. But Dex used from the shadows, two players going from the backstab. Astro and Zay, they need to put up a good fight. And you know what, Vibo inside, they have to defend this. Vibo shuts down one. Zay with the train inside shuts him down. This round is already done because Dex shutting down Rexy. Autumn is there with the shorty. And hey, finally God's Reign getting the lead back again because Godlike, they were in a really good spot, but God's Reign snatching that lead in the first half.
Yeah, they absolutely did.
Bullseye.
The alarm bot gave away their positions, and even though Cyber's concussed, he's able to win the frags. You see that ultimate from Tix also makes Godlike so paranoid about an incoming backstab. Caramel had to go back towards the defender's spawn, assuming that Tix was behind them. But that wasn't the case, and for now, God's Reign are just using this ace like as their bread and butter. They hit this again and again. Nice paranoia, but that's not gonna stop Autumn. And he spots the gun barrel, sees an arm, takes ahead, and this is an early man advantage for God's Reign once again. All the counter util that Rex is throwing is not gonna do much to push them back, and they even got a lockdown. And now that there's no shock darts available, Vibor can easily plant this.
But you have an Hunter's Fury, right? Rexy has that Hunter's Fury available. He can try to, just shut down that lockdown, but he's waiting. He's waiting. And I think so he's just gonna respect the lockdown here. Might get... Oh no, Rexy! What was that? You have everything and you still die. Okay.
Yeah, some questionable decisions. But the counter lockdown from Godlike will instantly be dealt with. Sai uses his own Hunter's Fury. Oh, the second Clad Burst didn't land properly. Caramel dead instantly. And Autumn just racking up all the frags. It's all up to Zay. Picking up the AWP, which originally belonged to his fallen Jet teammate. Has to hope that somebody peeks him. And he will be given a free peek, but it still doesn't make his job easier.
1v4 situation in which Zay spots Vibor out, but Vibor was too quick with his shot. Landed a headshot right between the eyes, shutting down the hopes, and it's a 7-5 swap. What a beautiful round. Plus, I think so that those individual plays, those are important. Sometimes those, you can convert those into hero plays, but I think so that one thing from Rexy didn't work out as he expected.
Yeah, we didn't see too many brain games from God's Reign this time. They were actually just trying to brute force their way into sites. On A, it worked most of the times. It allowed them to get into the site, but the retakes were somewhat shabby. And on C, they were getting completely shut down by Godlike. So they are showing signs of life. Let's see if they can actually turn this into a win. We'll be back with the game after a short break.
Can't for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next.
And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly through it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Can't for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Godlike and God's Reign are duking it out. The odds are surprisingly even.
Yeah.
53% of the audience favoring God's Reign, and even though their performance in Split 1 was abysmal, Godlike are looking like a completely rejuvenated team. They seem like a better version of themselves. Let's see if they can convert this into a win.
Revealing area.
This pistol round is really important. Godlike won the... In fact, God's Reign won the first pistol round of this map. But will they be able to do the same thing in the second half? And Caramel just pushing forward. That was a good flashpoint. And Autumn shutting down every single player esports. 48 HP in a dream. But he just did his job. They got the man advantage. Plus, they also destroyed Astro and Rexy. You have Kibo with an aftershock available and 10 more seconds for a fault line. They have enough time to go for a plan to get those 300 creds, but they are just still waiting to drop out some bodies because it's important at the end.
Oh, Godlike once again making the play towards Garage. The fault line doesn't cover Autumn this time, but they get all the kills regardless. Now that's great. They know where Tix is, but are they aware that Sai is on the flank? He hasn't been detected yet. A turret will spot him first, but that is if anyone decides to check him out at the first place. Yeah, I understand why Godlike tried to make those moves. They got the C side without any resistance, and Godlike instantly realized that, hey, if they are not playing on C at all, they're gonna try to beat us with the retake. So we might as well try to establish this man advantage by surprising them and going towards Garage. And yes, Godlike definitely surprised them, but what they did not expect is that there would be two people holding that exact angle. They first killed the Killjoy before, and they didn't realize that Autumn would be there too. I mean, God's Reign did not exactly want to establish a crossfire, but it did turn into a crossfire of sorts, which Godlike were not prepared for.
Those type of surprises are needed, much more needed, especially in the previous round. By the way, I like the retaliation when it was a 2v4 situation. They went again when, you know, Kibo got his fault line. And just try to, you know, just collect some information. Actually got the picks, goes for the plant. But I like how Tix denied Zay and then Sai peaks, because then the turret got, you know, denied. Good play by the way, good comms. But in this round, God's Reign has a better opportunity to win this one because they have a better buy. There's also Astro and Rexy. They lost a lot of HP. Same for Caramel.
Well, there is one massive gun in the hands of Autumn. And Sai decides to fall back towards short rather than defending the side along with Hoax. And Hoax is doing a pretty good job by himself so far. He repositions towards short, hoping to sell the illusion that Autumn isn't present. And on the back of the smoke, Autumn will get so many frags. Perfectly orchestrated. God's Reign set up this trap and Godlike walked right into it.
Flawless. Not even losing out a single body. God's Reign. Especially those random shots from Autumn. Just crazy.
Nah, they were not random at all. They knew that they would try to go towards short to clear out Hoax because he was being very loud, right?
True.
The aftershock that he put up also kind of gave away Hoax's position on purpose. And that smoke that's been put up by the defenders over there, that smoke is something that they always use when they want to establish A-shot control but don't want to hold the site. So, in the minds of Godlike, they thought there's only one person available on A-shot and nobody else on site, but they were completely wrong. So God's Reign used the brain games and completely bait out Godlike. But now that Godlike have better weapons, let's see if they can actually get into this site. They used the shock darts early to break any potential nanobombs, but that's not where the nanobombs are. They're being placed to delay the plant.
Meanwhile, we can see that Astra and Zayn is playing slow because they were expecting a backstab from the side of A. Caramel playing very aggressive. Tex shuts him down. Rexy with a good trade there, but Tex going for a follow-up kill and a flashpoint peek didn't work out. But they got a huge amount of information. It didn't work at all. What is going wrong? Sai secures one for himself. That garage control didn't work out as they expected, and what a beautiful round!
Yeah,
What
I
just
mean,
happened,
even though Godlike managed to dodge that initial dump of utility and the flashes, they still fell victims to the massive guns of God's Reign. They just managed to win their frag duels. And you can't expect anything else when Godlike are just trying to fall back towards A long. They didn't even have any crossfires or anything else established. That's partially because God's Reign did a good job of using the aftershock to clear out logs and all the closer angles. But still, you had Caramel facing them all by himself. He got double
Placing
teamed.
swarm grenade.
You had Zay, who was not able to fall back on time.
Placing alarm bot.
Kibo usually is there to deploy counter utility, but he also got dealt with very early on. And this time it's another fast push from Godlike towards the C side. Vibhor, being smart, backs away instead of giving up his life.
It's important. It's important to play with the team because
Spike
they know
planted.
we don't have enough cash. They will try to just punish him, try to suppress him while playing aggressive. And Hoke shuts down Caramel, who's trying to play aggressive. Vibhor needs to check that log angle, but hey, you know what? Kibo just
Player
chopped
standing.
right in front of his aim. Zay, the
Recalling
final
robot.
player, the final into or like this counterpart. God.
Oh, the last time these two teams faced each other, God's Reign were able to win 13-6.
Yeah.
It seems like deja vu all over again now. But I appreciate that Godlike, when they try to pick up these fights prematurely, I understand the reasoning behind it, right? Because every time you're offered the C site, it basically turns into a 5v5 retake scenario. And with inferior weaponry, Godlike can't hope to defend even with the strongest of crossfires. So they would much rather challenge God's Reign. But little do they know that God's Reign are already expecting this. As soon as Godlike made that first push in the pistol round towards Garage when they were trying to do C side, God's Reign realized that similar pushes will ensue in the future as well.
Oh, yeah?
So God's Reign are completely ready for all these counter pushes after Godlike have taken over the site. And Godlike keep walking into those traps again and again. Finally a tactical timeout will be used, and I hope Godlike realize that whenever they try to surprise God's Reign, they're not actually surprising them. In fact, God's Reign are embracing them with open arms, ready to welcome that aggression and tear it down.
And as you just mentioned, you know what, they just try to use one strategy they use in the pistol round again and again, and Godlike already conditioned themselves according to that one particular strategy and just utilizing that in their favor, going for those 5v5 retakes perfectly. And again, the audience prediction now, the audience is supporting God's Reign. I love this. 54.23% on the other side. It's 45. Autumn has an operator in his hands, and Zay also. That's a huge investment.
Enemy kill.
Oh my God, Autumn, you have a cracked aim with a cracked brain, dude. What was that?
Just Autumn things, man. Just Autumn things.
Turrets destroyed.
Sai is playing Dangerous Dreams. It's very unlike Zay to hold angles with AWP like this. But hey, desperate times call for desperate measures, am I right? Godlike pick up the attacking side of AWP and they use it to shut God's Reign down when they try to take aggressive fights. They've been fairly successful in killing Sai, and now they will try again. This time a slow creep down to the side. No, but Zay strikes yet again. This operator is turning into a menace. Takes not revealed by the recon, but the paranoia? No way. That actually gets him. Doesn't matter. He snaps onto Caramel's head.
standing.
What a monster. Astro finally
You
lays
should
him to
run.
rest. But this has made it very possible for Revenant to pull off this
Spike
retake.
planted.
First operator shot missed. He's about to fix them both. A double swing needs to come through, but Astro doesn't peek. Instead, he walks backwards to shoot him through the wood. And that also is effective enough.
A good round by Team Godlike, and you know what? That early aggressive plays work out
Enemy kill.
in the favor of Team Godlike. God's Reign, which is trying to play a little bit proactively, and you know those first picks were awesome, but the way Godlike reacted to that was just awesome. Especially Zay with those operator shots, outstanding. And Astro and Zay sticking together after the plant was also a good move. Otherwise, we both would have secured both the picks in a row. But let's see again. Godlike has a good buy. Autumn got challenged, destroying his counterpart. Already got the man advantage and also the first pick, the first blood.
Yeah, both the nanoswarms deployed by Vibhor keep Godlike away.
Deploying drone.
Godlike are keen on going elsewhere. Once again, Sai dies towards a shot. His early aggression is resulting in his death very frequently, so maybe a little change-up is required. That change-up could be in the form of Tix re-clearing A long. He doesn't spot anyone again. But that's partially because Astro has deployed that smoke. That's the kind of smoke that defenders use.
What?
I guess he used it only to make that crossing work. But Zay caught napping, and now this is falling apart.
This is the second time he's missing that operator shot against Vibhor. I think so. He's.
But he lands it against Sai, so I guess
Yeah.
it's just Sai that's unlucky, right?
But Autumn, you don't need luck. He has his cracked aim. Vibhor goes for the hero play. Beautiful,
My ultimate.
beautiful transfer. And 3 kills for him. And a round for Team Godlike. And what is the storyline again? It's 12-6. Crips. We might witness the history.
History has a funny way of repeating itself. I can't get over this frag. Vibhor just made it look so easy, whereas Vibhor probably wasn't even aware that there's an AWP present. But this one he was very aware of. He used the timing to perfection. As soon as he heard a single footstep, he recognized Godlike are going to focus on the side itself and wouldn't expect
out of
someone
my
to push
way.
through the smoke. That's exactly what Vibhor does. Okay, wait, this is a very fast one. A Paranoia invested as well. A Hunter's Fury is there to kill anyone aggressing ahead, and they do get the kill on Sai, but Tix has gone unchecked. And he's gonna hold his trigger, hold the patience. When the moment is right, he will pull it, and he converts Astro's frag as well. Now this wasn't supposed to happen. Astro should have had him in the bag. But Tix is a magician, and his wand is bigger than anyone else's. Caramel and Kibo already low on HP, but he can still win those fights. Caramel using the knife to slice and dice, and with this, he blazes a path for his team to go into it to defend the spawn. Of course, the ultimate that Tix uses confirms their beliefs, confirms the
enemy
suspicions, and
remaining.
going towards C, where Vibhor is ready to intercept.
Secures the pick, and Kibo was very, very safe. Otherwise, it could have got taken down by that swarm grenade. He has to fall back. He has to respect the lockdown. 5 HP in a dream. This young lad
30
needs to
seconds
prove his worth against the team God's Reign. And again, we might witness a 13-6. They went into the A side in the start of this round, went back towards the C, and now back again in the A. The switch are crazy.
Spike planted.
Yeah, he's just been sprinting all throughout the map. He's got his running shoes on.
Yeah.
And Kibo has never done this much cardio in his life before. Heart must be racing right now as he faces Tix, the beast from down south, and Vibhor, one of the most experienced clutch players. With just 1 bullet worth of HP left to work with, he has to play this timing and hope that they don't check him, but they don't even need to see him. Just a pre-fire is enough, and that should be the map, ladies and gentlemen. History repeats itself as God's Reign win against Godlike. 13-6 yet again. This time in split 2 as well.
Again, look at him. He's very happy. He is very happy by the performance of his team, and especially that final round play, going aggressive as hell and shutting down that KJ, and also pinching the players in the A long side. So very, very beautiful start, and I love the way how this team played. They're just playing like a well-oiled machine, by the way. And Autumn is happy at W. Sai is also smiling. Left a man, dude. Okay, got the fist bump. But hey,
Yeah, but God's Reign took way more risks than they usually would in any other match. You could see that they were slightly overconfident in some of those moments, and we'll get into those details later on. But for now, friends, we are heading on to a short break. See you on the other side. Don't go anywhere with map number 2.
Came for my wings, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny. I know my destiny.
line. Now it's your map to be played on.
Yeah, this is the map pick of Godlike. And Ascent has a very unique relationship with God's Reign. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
why. God's Reign lost every single match of Ascent in Split 1 except one game. In the semi-finals, they faced True Rippers and they defeated them
True.
13-2 on Ascent. A performance we have never seen before from them, because before that particular game, God's Reign lost every single map of Ascent. So we still don't know, was that a one-off? Was that True Rippers dropping the ball, or was that God's Reign evolving and fixing every single Ascent mistake that they've had so far? Maybe we will clear up some of those answers in this matchup. But while God's Reign don't have all that much to lose, Godlike have their backs against the wall. Having their journey cut short in Split 1 and not making it to the playoffs will certainly hurt. But what will hurt more is losing their opening game in Split 2 as well. Let's see if they can mount a comeback.
And again, a fun fact, Godlike still needs to register one victory on the stage of NODWIN Valorant Challenge in South Asia. But look at that, the pistol round has started. Godlike, this is their map pick, so Godlike got a chance to choose a side. Tex is on low HP, mid control is the option of Godlike. Lost Caramel once again in an early stage, trying to get control of the mid courtyard. They actually got it, and now it seems like they might move towards the tree, but Vipo, once he spots out a player, he will try to just collect some bullets and he might fall back because you have the setup on side A. You should just respect that.
Yeah, they're gonna rush Vipo down. They know they got the thing, so it's much easier for them to get into its haven.
One enemy
But
remaining.
my goodness,
Why?
Autumn and
down
Hopes are
A.
ready to demolish them over here. It's like walking into a meat grinder.
I got
Zay
this.
making silent moves. Catches Hawks off guard, but Sai is there to exact revenge. I actually like that recon dart from Rexy. It revealed 3 members
Yeah.
of God's Reign on mid. And that's why I think they decided to quickly pivot towards the A short area.
A-short.
And instead of going directly towards a site, because they don't know if somebody has taken a main control or not, they decided to take a risk and just fight it out towards heaven, because that's the area where God's Reign mid players will be rotating towards after they hear everyone go towards tree. Of course, it was a calculated risk, but Godlike were aware about the odds. They were aware that there will be at least some people, and they were hoping to fight. My goodness, they were not prepared for that fight, though. Godlike turned it around. And now, once again, they are on a brutal eco.
Yeah.
Just a couple of sheriffs and ghosts picked up.
This is the third pistol round Godlike lost in a row. And oh, Caramel goes for a hero play. Takes meanwhile shuts down Zay on the A main. Plus, again, in the first map of Haven, in the first pistol round, Zay was the final player surviving. And this is what happened on Ascent too. So Zay, again, he needs to be a little bit careful. But now, on the second round of Ascent, he is the one who just got shutted down. Godlike were heavily present towards the A side in the start of this round. Now they move back towards B, in which Rexy has good control of mid.
Yeah, he's just hoping to kill somebody who is rotating, but he got discovered by that 0 point. But he's the only guy who got discovered, so now God's Reign have to figure out if this is
30
going to be a
seconds
late
left.
3 hit or a fast 3 execute. Regardless of what it is, Sai is prepared. It's almost as if he's in shooting range, just making it look so easy.
Enemy remaining.
My goodness, Kibo
Spike
almost saw his
down,
life
B.
flashing before his eyes over there as the smoke faded away and he was not equipped with a gun. Rexy kills Hawks with the shock dart to make it look stylish, but that does nothing to help them.
Oh, an easy round. An easy round though. 2 bodies shot, doesn't matter. It's going to be a bonus round. But now everything will get tested. How much confident Godlike is on their attacker side, because this is going to be your buy round. And Rexy again tried his best, secures 1 pick with the shock dart because he knew it that KO's life was very low, and it was none other than Hoax. Let's see what's going to happen. Again, an A setup from side of KJ Vipo. A triple man stack towards B and no one present on mid pizza.
Yeah, this is quite surprising from God's Reign. They have no players nor any KJ utility. But what they've done is shut down that mid door, which kind of tells you all you need to know about their mid setup. If Godlike want to crunch mid plus B, they will have to break that door down, which acts like a natural alarm bot at that point. Autumn.
Yeah.
Ready to strike, and he dashes away with a single kill. No challenging this man.
Take flight.
And he's destroyed Kibo already, the new kid on the block.
Enemy.
No information for you, but I got attacked. Sova trade. Those out runes. I think you collected information that there was no one playing close, but Caramel sneak in towards 3. Oh, he got spotted by that turret. That's a bad news. But again, the garden is quite open.
Cover going out.
Yeah, it is. But Godlike have been making way too much noise over there, so Godsren are prepared for this one. Vibor has his utility placed. As soon as the
30
alarm bot gets
seconds
triggered, he will turn the whole area into a nanoswarm
Bomb grenade
palace.
out.
Paranoia hit, but he falls back towards hell, where Hoax was prepared to back him up. But because Hoax hasn't fired a single shot, he might just fool Caramel into a false sense of security. No, the smoke comes through and that reveals his feet. Caramel shoots him down. Godlike finally have an advantage after working so hard. God's Reign have to mount this retake. It's a bonus round, so it doesn't matter if they lose this one, but they would still like to dish out as much punishment as possible.
Revealing area.
Waiting for perfect recon time to shoot down people via spam. And they all line up for
One
Rex.
enemy
Quite a lot
remaining.
of damage dealt, but God's Reign will be shut down in the end regardless.
Godlike, with a good plan, created a lot of noise onto the B side, trying to collect a lot of information, plus also trying to bait out a lot of utilities, and they actually did that. Plus, I like how Caramel played recklessly, just going all into it, straight destroying the turret and also the alarm bot, flushing out the positioning of the bow, got shut it down, and then that Caramel moved in to shut down, when hiding inside the hell. And that Astro smoke was also pretty perfect because it revealed the feed. But hey, Sai has an Odin, and he is just gonna spam the hell out of the play. Slide, but what was that, Caramel? Dude! Oh no! Oh my god!
Yeah, oh my god, those are the only ones that even I can think of. That's just... I don't know, let's not discuss that any further. Questionable calls. Even more questionable decisions. We're both jump spotting. Has the right read. The nanoswarm will boil him out, but he shoots down the nanoswarm before it can start burning.
One
So
enemy
he will
remaining.
be triggered, but Autumn
down
is
A.
just so sharp today.
Break him down.
No prisoners taken. Everybody dispatched down to the nether realms as God's Reign turn up the kill feed. And Godlike once again are facing a brutal ego. I mean, they have some weaponry courtesy of whatever they managed to save in the previous round, so it's not like they're completely broke.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah.
But whether they buy or not is still a very dicey decision to be made, because they have just enough money to purchase specters and whatnot, but not enough to back it up with full shield. So they would much rather stick to their sheriffs.
But those Caramel plays, they aren't working properly as we expected. Right? You need to understand that you can't go for those solo plays again and again. And now Sai switched his position because he swapped this position with Vibho, playing Tree with an Odin, and he knows that they don't have goodbye. Secures one, but Kibo, oh my god, this lad is crazy with that Sheriff. 74 HP, but shuts down the biggest threat, Sai. Now, if you want to collect information, you have to put bodies. Rather, you also have Hoax, but he don't has a 0 point available. So now, the better option is just a swing, peek, collect information, and then work on that. And also, Rexy just trying to create some noise on the mid, which is also good. Trying to flush out some players, but God's Reign just playing according to the play style.
I don't see this point of a mid push. I mean, Godlike are very adamant on going towards 3 wins again. What they need to do is clear out A instead, which they have done so effectively enough. But Autumn still cornered. Kibo still gets the frag on him, and that's amazing. This new kid is popping off, and he is so promising. Godlike might just pull off a thrifty.
Oh my god. Rossi
Spike planted.
had an interview with Krat, and he told all the audience, and that is, you know what, those young lads, you need to hire them, you need to put them in your team, because those kids have a cracked aim. And you know what, he is completely right. You have Winka, now we have Kibo, 3 frags, and especially losing out HP, but not even missing out a single shot, bursting out those heads. And now God's Reign, Hoax is just forced to save that weapon. He has 2400 crit, but the better option is to save 2900 Phantom. And also, you are not wasting your utilities, which is a crucial point, because you have your fragment, you have those flashpoint available, 0 point. It will get replenished every single round, so it doesn't matter. But
Thrifty.
you're also not giving up your life. You're not feeding up those ultimate points. And a good Thrifty, and this is what we were expecting from Godlike. But in a Thrifty round, I am shocked. I am dazed too.
Yeah, especially with Kibo being so effective, so darn effective in these situations. It takes a heroic amount of effort to kill someone like Sai, who's just spitting fire at you at that narrow choke point. That Odin can be devastating. But then he also used the the fragment to clear out the right-hand side of his site, which kind of forced Autumn away, and then he was paranoid as well. So yeah, he did a really good job of clearing up the A side step by step. And because Godlike have found quite a lot of success towards this A3 region, they're gonna try that again. But of course, they will make some noise towards mid first. Once again, there's nobody from God's Reign marking mid. The only thing they've done is close that door down. So if Godlike kick it in, they will alert their presence. But instead of actually making noise towards mid, they will just leave Caramel in that pizza region, hoping that he can catch somebody off guard. Meanwhile, all the Sova utility is being deployed towards B. If God's Reign assume this is going to be just a simple B hit, they are mistaken. But because Autumn is already clear all day long, God's Reign know what's happening. They can see this coming from a mile away. The question is, how do they adjust?
Have to be careful. Rex is just moving in. Caramel shuts down Hoax and got the mid control, destroying the mechanical door. Now takes. They have a setup for the first lane, secures a pick, needs to be careful. Sai needs to back him up. He won't be able to do that. Rexy shuts him down, takes with another. Caramel got his pick. Now it's 2v3 in which Autumn is coming from B-main, and Vibo, he has the defender's alley control. They need to just move in and pick those players one by one if they want to be successful. But I think so Caramel's position is going to be an X factor.
Yeah, Caramel playing the first contact. Astro and they just have to hold on for a tiny bit. This could be the execution being sent in. Autumn already detected. Zay's position now given away, but he still kills Vibhor without any difficulty whatsoever. Autumn might just consider saving at this point, but will he be allowed to escape? Oh yes, he will. Nice shot onto Zay. That's a good drive-by. But Godlike have stabilized themselves really well. Even though their mid-flank attempt did not work as planned, they were able to kick the door down on the market region and execute into the B side really quickly. And because that mid-presence was already showcased by Caramel, Hoax took quite a long time to get to the B side itself. Yes, he killed a player in the process, but because the rotations didn't arrive on time, Tick's poor guy was cornered in that backside region, and he did really well to hold on to his dear life for as long as possible. But there's only so much that he can do when he's got his backs against the wall. Flash over the top, doesn't really blindside. The smoke is a bit late, which could have been a disaster in some situations, but for now, Godlike have no problems. Oh, don't tell me they want to play. Don't tell me they want to actually do this. No way this was going to ever work.
This is how you gift a round, God's Reign. Zay, look at that. Look at him. 5 HP. And then Hunter's Fury. Denying the plant. Kibo. What if... what if... I thought that Sai might use that Hunter's Fury into the blocks corner, but they still have to check that. By the way, Sai got a Korat. Secures 2 and got the Hunter Fury charge. Zay needs to be careful because that turret can also shut you down. Secure one side with the third. Kibo brought down to 34 and sucked you with the fourth and the Thrifty. This is the second Thrifty of the first half of the map is sent. One from Godlike and one from God's Reign. But you know what? This is not what God Reign, just achieved. This is what they got gifted by Godlike. Because look at this. You thought that they don't have the crack team. You thought that they're just going to be just because they don't have better weapons? You're wrong, Godlike.
So I like the intention of trying to surprise God's Reign like that. They did something similar in Haven as well, but
Yeah.
maybe they needed something extra, like put it into a flash or maybe like some better timing. So yeah, after Godlike take the B site with arduous effort, they squander away their advantage by pushing towards the defender spawn entrance, and now they are back with their guns. At least this time Godlike have 4 ultimates to boot, and that should be enough to ramp up their firepower. Especially with Caramel making a lot of noise towards A main early on, Godlike have to be careful.
Placing
I'm sorry,
swarm
God's
grenade.
Reign have to be careful because
Placing
this
swarm
lockdown, it could be a fake. At least that's what God's Reign think. Autumn, very low on HP, peeks towards the other side, and he doesn't know that he's already getting pinched from tree. Now that's a very good kill that they just got. But Vibhor will still be adamant on defending, and his life is finally laid to rest. Godlike get the ace site, and they are the ones with the man advantage this time.
Pretty easy. He got the side control just because of that lockdown, and Caramel again just doing a lot of job in this round because creating a lot of noise on mid and then switching back to the B tree. With +1 though, if he got picked off, he had a backup, but Tex don't need a backup. He has the same available. Astro shuts its counterpart, but Hoax was there. It's 2v2 again. It's an open plant. Hoax shuts down. Tebow with a fragment trying to delay this diffuse. Half is done. He is just moving forward with the low toss. Flash.
Wow!
Oh my god, Tebow, what a clutch! Look at this kid! Shutting down God's Reign like a piece of cake. This is the man. This is the future of Valorant India.
And isn't this like his 3rd clutch in this series?
Yeah, it is.
He's racking up those numbers. It's his debut match, but he's already playing like a veteran, putting the adults to shame. Clean transfer. And both of them had quite a lot of HP as well. I mean, yes, Sai was slightly low, but his counterpart was still quite healthy. And now God's Reign are starting to feel the heat. Both these teams tied dead even, and God's Reign have changed up their setup. An alarm bot has been placed on mid this time, and the KG util is towards B rather than A. This is probably to stop Godlike from taking control of A main that easily, because they have been fairly successful in this region. Even Hoax is personally marking the angle, just making sure that Godlike don't rack up too much of a ruckus over here. But Autumn with the judge can be so annoying.
Caramel slowly and steadily moving forward towards our defenders' barrel. Zay shuts down Autumn, spots him out. That judge is out. 1850 down in the drain. And look at that. Look at the position of Hoax and Caramel. They're just moving forward. They know where Vibhor is. Hunter's Fury has been invested. Zay, he needs to be careful because that null command has been invested. And look at him. Look at Caramel. He's just marking every single angle, and just because of that position, he can shut down a lot of players.
30 seconds left.
Huh? Wait, are they serious? Are they actually going to go towards the A side instead? Oh my god, okay, it might just work. It will get them a free kill onto Hoax, but they still have to take care of Sai, who's playing cheekily towards A main. Zay is aware about this potential push, and he gets marked. The plant can go on. And there's another lurker across the corner. Kibo is just waiting to make contact, off of which Caramel will swing.
One enemy remaining.
And they both decimate with Orb. What a masterpiece by Godlike.
Godlike exploiting that mid again and again and again. Doesn't matter, it's tree or maybe the pizza. They are just way more comfortable on the attacker side, especially when it comes down to those mid plays, especially Caramel. And this time he got the keyboard support was also perfect, especially that timing. That timing. Once Hoax left the defender's alley position, Caramel secured the A entry. Takes just 13 HP. Astro also low. Fed that pick. Collecting some money, but that's it. You don't have much value. This is going to be a Hero Vandal on this round. This is the 9th round, and Godlike playing this map again like Haven.
Headshot.
They had a similar advantage in the previous map in the first half, but this Godlike is more confident. This Godlike is more disciplined.
Yeah, and they're also very sly as well. I mean, they're so keen on taking that mid control again and again that Godsreign kind of just gave up on it. You know, they assumed that
Yeah.
it will be the same old rinse and repeat of Godlike trying to break down that door and taking mid plus B, but I don't think Godsreign anticipated this kind of a pivot so late in the round. It was indeed a bold decision to go towards the A side, and I don't think that was on the cards right off the bat. I think I think Godlike only committed to that play after they managed to get Caramel deep into heaven without being detected. So I think that was an adjustment mid-round. If that was the plan right from the start, I would literally tip my hat down to Godlike and their coaches. Because that was a very cool strat. And I think it hinges on a lot of factors, especially Caramel being able to get in that position was crucial for that kind of a play.
Plus, one more thing, the amount of Rexy, the amount of map control Rexy is also collecting with the outrun is also good, because you can hear the outrun, right? He's using it just against where Caramel is placed, so it's not like the textbook play once you use the outrun and the jet will move according to that outrun. That's not the case. Caramel is just moving towards a different angle. Rex is collecting a different angles information, a different areas information, and his team is present on a different side. So this type of split approach, this type of map scaling approach is perfect for Godlike, and it's working out pretty well for now. But look at the Godsreign, not even providing a single amount of information. And again, the same thing happening. Rexy uses outrun on a different side and his teammate present on a different side of the map. But this round, they don't have a better why. It's a Vandal and a Spectre, and that's it. And a Dream.
Yeah, whatever happens this round, other ones they carry. Rexy, what on earth was that spray transfer? That was so good. But Dix, the guy with one of the only weapons in this team, has now given away his position to Godlike go elsewhere. They go towards the side which is supposedly weaker, but there's quite a lot of burning utility in the way. Nanoswarms and fragments keeping Godlike away for now. And as Godsreign double up their defenses before offers up an individual fight, Zay goes to a very good spot to kill Hoax. And just like that, Dix finds himself in a position to save again. Will he be allowed this time? Kills the first intruder. And now he's ready for more. But with this, Godlike will have secured the lead. 6 rounds and a half is much more than they can ask for.
Suppressing.
Especially on the attacker side, this was favoring them a lot. And again, it was a mid play from Caramel. He had again that support. That +1 is always there for Caramel, which is important, which is very important. Because Caramel tend to go a bit aggressive. Tix might get some exit frag, he will not, denied by Zay. He was on 10 HP, but he was just being careful and secure the final pick. And the 6th round for team Godlike, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Godlike, what the teams have to be afraid of. And especially Rexy, before he got picked, he secured 2 picks and also the information of Tix.
Yeah, so that was also a very crucial play. Rexy has been doing a great job of trying to sell these fakes. Most of the time, Godsreign don't actually stick around, but if he's able to get all these kills, it's very cool. This really weakens Godsreign retake potential. This time the nanoswarms are tossed early on.
Here.
I'm assuming they will most likely be activated later on. But no, they've already been destroyed, so it doesn't really matter at this point. Now, here's what's gonna happen. Godlike tried to make that same A-tree play again. They've been fairly successful on it, but this time there's 2 nanoswarms in the way. And after that doesn't work, they will try to go to the mid, which is now being marked by Autumn and his big op.
Watching here.
Okay, I'm surprised the nanoswarms aren't active yet. I guess that's partially because Godsreign are recognizing that this isn't a full push. It's just Caramel by himself, so they hold on to their util.
Autumn needs to be careful. Spots out one. Oh, spots out another, but he moved a bit quickly, missing that shot. Rexy falls down to only 10 HP. Again, they don't have that mid control, and it got acquired by Kibo. They lost Caramel, but they still have the B side. They're entering, and now Godsreign, they are forced to play on the beat. Side shuts down too. This is huge. And Astro, you thought you are a bit sneaky with that from the shadows. You are not Kibo. Again, will he able to clutch? Will he able to secure this round? Got paranoid. Sai saw that flash. Tix was there with the support and a flawless round. God's Rain again marking
Last
those
round
angles
before the
and
switch.
also playing on that contact was a good plan.
Yeah, that was a bit risky, especially with Godlike trying to make so many contact plays across the board.
Yeah.
I guess they spread themselves out a little too thin. And the plan wasn't very coherent from the start. So as soon as Caramel died towards A3, God's recognized that this isn't the kind of site they want to hit, so they started to reposition towards B instantly. You could see that Autumn, he instantly gave up mid, knowing fully well that even if they tried to crunch from that side, it wouldn't really make a difference as long as he's marking the defender spawn angle and covering it with his big op. And this time, once again, he strikes, dispatching Caramel to the Nether Realm. Oh, the spam broke the lockdown instantly. Oh my god, Zay is having a very unlucky day.
No way. That's sad. You heard that, Odin, but you still place that lockdown, which was in a vulnerable spot. Not expected. And also look at that, Kibo just tanked some amount of damage. I like the position of Astro. He is playing a bit proactively. He needs to be careful. He is the one who can push out some smokes. And look at that smoke positioning, covering the jungle. And just because of this, Rexy will be able to scale the tree, falls back, flushing, in fact breaking some utilities. Now you have a 45-second cooldown on that turret. Plus also 0 point has been flushed out. So good utility trade by Godlike, but Rexy moving in. Unaware of that fact that Vibor is there, dude. What you are doing? That's a free frag.
30 seconds
Well,
left.
at least they have one thing working for them, and that's Astro's position. If he can catch someone in the process of loading in, it would be great. At least they've opened up the B side for themselves as they can dive in. But this one way of sorts is going to give Tix a massive advantage. Who can easily
Spike
sweep up the
down
floor
B.
with them? Oh no.
No.
Astro almost bamboozled his other opponent, but Vibor is very careful. You can't fool him again. And once more, we have 6-6 on the cards.
Yeah.
These scorelines are very
remaining.
fair. I mean, I don't think
down
we've
B.
seen Godlike looking this confident and this strong ever before, but hey, I'm happy that they're able to give Godlike a run for their money.
Yeah, I am also happy because it was a bit late. God's Rain understood that they need to just deny the mid control for Caramel. But again, at the end, they somehow managed to just wrap it up as quickly and secure 6 rounds in the first half.
Yep. We have an exciting second half of Ascent coming up, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back to NODWIN Valorant Challenges South Asia. It's driven by Hyundai and our styling partner is Philips One Blade. You guys are watching the Battle of the Gods. It's Godlike versus God's Reign, and surprisingly, both these teams are matched evenly at the end of the first half. But now that Godlike are on defense, let's see what they have in store for us. This could have been a very stylish shot, maybe even a collateral if he got lucky, but he dashes back. Caramel will make contact once again, hoping to distract him from the fact that Bebo's around the corner, and now they crunch them all at once. God's Reign running out of bullets, catching flashes, catching flak, And at the end of the day, when the dust settles, the spike is down, and so are the members of God's Reign. But maybe Sai can recover. Oh, yes, he can! What a wonderful timing from this man. He catches two of them off guard, and within a matter of seconds, God's Reign sweep up the round.
Winning every single pistol round, by the way, of this series. And this was a crazy pistol battle, dude. It was like two sheriffs fighting against two counter sheriffs, and also they got so tunnel vision towards that tree spot that they forgot about the A main, and Sai just exploiting that angle, secure 2 in a row, and then we saw Vivo following up, and God's Reign again getting the advantage. They might just extend this to an 8-6, but I have seen Godlike going for those thrifty, especially that guy Kibo. You have to be careful of him. Triple man set up to his feet, in which they switched up, and Kibo and Zay just playing from mid. Team God's Reign also playing with the split formation.
Oh, very risky angle. He doesn't even have a dash. That's a death sentence for Caramel when he finally makes contact. Astro looking to make the same exact play. At least this time he can probably play along with Zay, and maybe those both can dish up some punishment, but I don't like what Astro is doing. This is a big risk. I mean, he's not even quick enough to hear those God's Reign guys rotate towards the B side, but at least the remaining players are stationed on B, so Godlike have some idea about this incoming hit. But they're not ready with the weaponry. The crossfire is not strong enough. Frenzy can probably do a lot of chip damage, and it kills Styx in the middle of a smoke deployment, but that's about it.
That's the only pick you can get, and now it's Astro going for the backstab. Got detected with a little spot, but a beautiful shot. The board is out. 2 bodies drop. Might extend it a bit, and you can just recover a weapon if you can. And yes, he will. A Spectre has been achieved, a 78 on the head, and he just dropped down to only 1 HP. That's a beautiful, beautiful fight against Sai. But hey, I think so he also knows that this round's done. Oh, good round though.
Yeah. It was a good attempt by Godlike. I liked their determination to continue pushing again and again. And why not? When you've got nothing to lose, you might as well take fights on your own terms rather than let God's Reign dictate the pace. So now that Godlike have proper weaponry, I want to see if they can continue fighting in the same spots and with the same level of aggression as last time. Of course, they will change up their approach. A turret, it's placed towards the switch area, which will also end up marking mid-market. But no other presence on mid. In fact, Godlike are doubling up towards the A site. They've got 2 players stationed right on the corner of that heaven. One of them, of course, is Astro playing some hell, and Caramel on top. At the same time, they have Kibo, the new prodigy marking 3. He hasn't seen too much action yet, but now that the execute's coming in, let's see what they can do. Autumn dashes right inside, and Caramel's prepared to intercept. The paranoia doesn't really hit anyone towards Jen, but Astro is capable of spraying down so many of them. A triple for this man keeps the hope for Godlike alive, but then comes Vibhor, rolling in like a tank, and he's managed to kill so many. Spike though, it stopped all the way back towards A main. He trots out where the killjoy is, so now he has information on both these players. He can actually isolate those fights. He will be allowed to plant.
Spike's down. My ultimate is turret down.
Lost the recon. No, I thought he will. Got scanned again. Needs to be careful. Toss the shock dart. Faced his counterpart. They connected a 140 on the head. That phantom. If he had a Vandal, he would have secured that pick. But no problem. A good round for Godlike. Beautiful run, but they lost 3 bodies while defending the side. But Astro, beautiful play.
Yeah, and he's just playing so casually on the edge of that hell area. As soon as the God's Reign members try to peek out of that smoke, they are getting sprayed down by this man. So maybe a little flash play would have been more effective, but then again, it's impossible to flash Astro in that angle. The best that you can do is cover it with an arrow swarm or a fragment, and even that is like you guys.
I can't use that.
Every time. Oh, this time look at Caramel. He's dodged the paranoia and he's playing very aggressively. Doesn't have a dash back available, but Autumn deals with this problem instantly. Lockdown deployed. That's gonna force Astro and Zay to get back, but Astro instead teleports behind and he's trying to break the lockdown.
He actually did that. Sai needs to be careful, secure the pick of Zay, who was just trying to swing peek. And Astro is still there, present on the back. This is a big threat, and Sai just denies him. He has a shock dart and an out rune to utilize so that he can collect some information. He knows that where the players are, aware of that fact that where Kibo is, and also targeted him. But this is all about Vibor. If Vibor steps up, this is gonna be enough, but he doesn't need anyone. Sai is good enough for the opponent. Switch to that Vandal, and he is smiling like a serial killer.
He knows he was dead to rights. He knows he had no right winning that round. The fact that he's able to survive that initial encounter itself is big enough. Rexy was doing really well, spraying down 2, and he could have changed the entire game. But then comes Sai. Look at the timing of all these people. Both Rexy and Kibo were peering down towards the second lane stairs. And they were hoping to kill somebody in backside because they knew that Vibhor is alone over there. They knew where Sai was, so they thought they will be playing separately. But they both decide to double peek out of lane 1 and B main respectively, which instantly turns the tides. Oh my god, all of them detected. Caramel tried to get a kill or two, but he extended further. Even Rexy is very low on health.
Yeah.
So, with all the information that Godlike have, they are still not able to act on it.
Another heroic play. Got punished. Kibo was just trying to act smart, but Autumn was like, you know what, kid? You're still new. You have to be a little bit patient if you want to just do these type of shenanigans. But again, it's a 5v2 situation in which they don't have a better buy. But you know what? If Zay will be able to farm that ult, that's going to be a good option.
Well, this looks like a bleak round. Scanning ahead. Best that Godlike can do is
Spike planted.
but even that won't really help their cause because they have a buy round next anyway.
Cover going out.
So maybe just try to keep God's Reign economy humble. But then again, with God's Reign reaching double digits, the economy starts to become less of a problem and the momentum is a much bigger one.
Last player standing.
Ooh. Good little shot by Astro, but okay, the 10th round for God's Reign. The double digits too, but now another crucial round for Godlike because this is going to be the round in which they can change the pace. If they won't be able to win this one, they might get hit by a match point from the side of God's Reign because if they loses this one, God's Reign will achieve the 11th round, and in the follow-up round they don't have enough money, might suffer the bank. Lost less money, but let's see. You know what? This has to be Godlike's round.
Godlike changing up the pace once more. Easy anticipation on Caramel. He wants to peek out of that smoke and he gets the frag with the op. Peeks out for just a second and dashes back to safety. And that too on the back of Kibo's flashes. So that's a very well orchestrated mid push by Godlike to acquire the man advantage. And now that both the God's Reign players have died on top mid, Godlike can go back to holding their default. They don't have to worry about much. Caramel was a big menace towards mid and now he's present towards A long. Every attempt that God's Reign make to avoid this guy results in an instant death sentence for them. A rare miss by Caramel and Sai plucks him through the walls. Now this could be an opening. Kibo discovered. God's Reign have to go in for the plant. The Nana Swarm thrown in by Vibhor, pushes the heaven to back, but instead of going in for the plant, they're now heading towards Free. They want to pick up all these fights, and Kibo has killed Sai. Vibhor tries to go in for the pre-fire, but he is not fast enough. Kibo, this prodigy, is so promising.
Look at the big brain play, switched up his position instantly as he got chance and then punishing Vibhor. He knew that he's gonna stay in that position, might get punished, and beautiful play by Kibo. But hey, Sai connecting those shots again, proving his worth. about to get a clutch in this round, but Kibo denied that, and this is the most important round, as I told you earlier. If Godlike win this one again, they might hit the double digits too. Sai has his Hunter's Fury available, Autumn with his Blade Storm, Zay has a lockdown, so the Hunter's Fury
Found them.
existence has been justified.
Say has a lockdown. I wonder if he's gonna put it to use. But then Sai has the Hunter's Fury, so I guess that's probably gonna stop Zay from planting in very early on.
Enemy mark.
A very passive approach from Godlike this time. Unlike last time when they were sending Caramel to pick up those frags early on, he's marking
Get out of my way.
main this time. And Vibhor is just very aware, so he's just using all the nanoswarms to push him back. And while Vibhor has displayed his position over the rest of his teammates are going elsewhere. Okay, Caramel being very eager to push in. Can you discover where Vibhor is? He's playing a very off, cheeky angle. I don't think he checked this spot.
Variable
It
removed.
was a suicidal
No way.
angle for Vibhor to hold, so that's why it works for him. Nobody would be bold enough to hold that region. And Caramel gets punished regardless. But look at what God's Reign are doing. They managed to hurl through the tree area, and now they're crunching B. Zay's able to kill Vibhor, but he's in a world of trouble right now, having to face all these players by himself. And he is sharp. Gets so many kills. And this tallies down the numbers of God's Reign to an even situation. So I can definitely hear them both.
Last player standing.
But he doesn't look there in time. At least he's passed information to Tix, who can use it some way.
2 more seconds for a dark cover, and here it is. Being from the stairs area. 1 flashpoint has been invested. Kibo still has 1. No paranoia for Astro. They have to play on constant takes with perfect aim. Break the brain, but Kibo walking in, shutting down the hope of takes. But does he have enough time?
Yeah,
Yes, he will. It's a 10-9 scoreline. And Kibo, how many rounds you can go for those clutches, and how many rounds you are gonna win those individual fights? I don't know, but this guy is just unstoppable.
Variable removed.
Jesus, dude.
30
I used to
seconds
think that
left.
Sai has one of the best clutch rates in this entire tournament. He proved that in split 1.
remaining.
But Kibo,
Yeah.
in his very first match, is gonna give him a good run for his money. He has been instrumental in these clutches. Phenomenal performance. Does it look like it's his first professional game in VCSA? It doesn't.
No. Hey, look at that. Godspeed had the Great Thinker notebook. And he's thinking.
Oh, okay, okay.
Crack lame joke there, but hey.
I don't think Socrates is gonna help him win his Valorant games, bro. I'm pretty sure that as big of a brain Abhishek being Godspeed, as big of a brain he has in the game itself, he doesn't ponder too much over these existential questions. He doesn't have time for that kind of stuff.
By the way, Autumn also utilized his Blade Storm in the previous round, so he has to invest in a Stinger now. And look at that audience prediction, still favoring God's Reign.
Even though Godlike is awfully close to them. And we know that God's Reign is kinda shaky on Ascent, so Godlike must try to get this map for themselves. The Hunter's Fury committed early on. Will he get a kill? Oh, he almost does. Rexy tagged down very low, which enables Autumn to finish him off very easily. But now at least Zay can place the lockdown without having to worry about it being shot down. Teleport comes through from Astro. Reinforces the inside. But now Godlike try to do something similar. They flash out of the CT
Spike
smoke
down,
and
B.
they get plenty of kills. Kibo doubles up like he always does, but finally he's
Enemy
spotted.
kill.
Caramel on the back lines will get the better of Vibhor,
Last
and now
player
Autumn is
standing.
trapped. He has to regroup along with Sai, who will not be able to survive Astro's spray. Godlike tie up the score.
God's been trying to play fast in this one round, and they actually got the first kill, but Astro understanding the situation, using us from the shadows into the boathouse, and Zay, these Kibo and Zay formation play was just amazing because he secured 1 pick and also collected a lot of information that where the players are. And just because of this, the whole team worked according to those
Placing swarm
to that information. Caramel also securing one of the most important pick. Webo got shut it down, and then it was Autumn who got punished by Astro. But hey, in this round they have a buy, they have that lockdown available, and they are going to invest it.
Oh god, like they must have let Godlike walk away with the beat, right? Whatever little KJ util was present has been deployed already, and it does deal a lot of damage to Tix, but in this 5v5 retake, this Hunter's Fury can make a big difference. Tix already eliminated, and it might just catch one more. Oh, it gets Zai as well. 2 massive frags, and it's not over yet. Zay has the lockdown as well.
You have nothing to destroy that. You are in trouble. Although you have the spike planted, we both need to be careful. There's a flash peek. Use that swarm grenade. Caramel shuts down Autumn. And it's only Vibo is present in the B main, and Godlike, they are doing it. They might hit that match point of the second map of this series. 11th round on board, and once again getting that lead. This is what Godlike is capable of, and look at that, the way they played. Respected that lockdown, falls back, tanked a lot of damage, but still, there's still the Rexy with this Hunter's Fury. Clever play. Clever play.
Last player standing.
Godlike are using these ultimates to their massive advantage. I mean, every single worth of value is being extracted out of it. And God's Reign are feeling desperate now with whatever weapons they can afford. They've got just pennies and pocket lint. And with this, they're going to try a fast hit. Autumn already dashing into backside. Doesn't see anyone else over there. So this is a good news for God's Reign. If they can somehow transfer a spike back there, it should be easier for them. Sai gets sprayed down by Zay. A straight bullet hitting him in the face. But still in this 4v5 and a massive ultimate available yet again, Zay can flush them all out. What do God's Reign do? They will have to rely on a massive flank, but that flank is going nowhere. In fact, you still have Rexy marking mid in case somebody tries to melt up late. Before dying towards mid, Caramel ripping this thing open. Autumn has to respect the weaponry they have. They have to play close range. Paranoia missed, so he has an opportunity, but there's only so much that he can do. Time is ticking. Tix needs to make that move right now, and he will be dealt with. Godlike get map point. We might just be going to fracture after all.
I think so, yes. Let's get ready for the final map. You still have 1 round left. God's Reign still has 1 round to breathe. Oh, will they stretch this map to an overtime or not? Or they might lost this map, the map pick of Godlike. Autumn tried his best, but Zay, those trades are just perfect. Coming in the perfect nick of time, but look at that, from the shadows, and that's it. And Zay still has his lockdown. Still waiting. Still want to use at the right moment. I think so. This is the round. They're waiting for those, you know. I love the fact that Godlike is totally respecting the player of God's Reign, giving away the side and then playing on those retakes, and those retakes just perfect. That's the point.
That too without using their big ultimate lockdown. Kibo playing well above his age. Rolling around with the big dogs, and he's got such a good idea as to where they are. 3 of them detected. One of them is a spike carrier. The only people who aren't in this region are Tix, walking in from A main, and we're both lurking towards B. And I guess they'll have to give up on their lurk as well now. Look at how confident Godlike are giving up mid like that. They can read what God's Reign are about to do. Autumn hitting heaven. Kibo's prepared for this one. And he's not alone. He's got 2 more players marking this region. And it's perfect. Hoax is finally able to kill Kibo, but Caramel is still alive, still kicking towards Generator, and this op can be deadly. Insecure about the other regions, they try to lurk up towards heaven once again, where Hoax was aware about a potential push, but there's not much that he can do about it. Nice. Good retaliation onto Caramel. This will put God's Reign firmly in the driving seat, at least of this round, but the big ace card that Godlike have under their sleeves is yet to be deployed. Zig moving in towards long. He should be able to place the lockdown if he can kill Tix.
One enemy remaining.
No, he will not.
Nope, it's gone.
His lockdown has gone, so has his life, and Tix with the triple securing the round. Oh my god, this was very close. This was just down to the line. And again, Kibo was well aware of that fact, and Caramel too, that they might just push the heaven. And they actually secured the pick, but those trades from Godrin, especially Hoax, and this pick. Caramel, once he got the pick, he switched to that trade storm, and Hoax shutted him down. It was just Tix and Hoax. These were the two lads that secured the 5 picks of Godlike, destroying every single man right there. But here comes a timeout. What you have? You need 2 ultimate points. If you collect 1 from B-main, you have to plant to get the lockdown to Wibo. And Zay has still that lockdown. I think so. This is the time he will use this. But what do you think? What do you think, Krebs? What's Godlike just going to do in this round? Are they going to play very aggressive, or are they just going to respect the playstyle of God's Reign?
I think they might switch things up with regards to their mid presence. So far, they didn't really need to defend it because God's Reign aren't using it as much as Godlike were in their attacking half. So if Godlike continue to exploit that mid region like they have been in the past, I think they might just find success. We might just get map number 3. But Zay still holding on to this lockdown. It's been in his back pocket for what, like some 5 rounds now? I've lost count.
Placing smoke grenade.
He might take this lockdown to the boot camp. Just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. Not using these kind of moves. Oh, okay. Bold attempt by Caramel. Keep in mind that the only reason he was able to make this play is because Rexy is also marking top mid, and there's a smoke placed over there by ASTER. So it kind of facilitates the frags that he wants to go for, but instantly pivot towards Zaylong. Do God's Reign expect him to be here yet again? Size in for a rude awakening.
Killed my bot.
And the alarm bot got destroyed by a shock dart, and it's a triple man setup plus a KJ setup too. It seems like Godlike is already prepared for the B. Shock dart has been invested. Rexy is also being prepared, and look at the information. Zay with 1. I think so. This is done. This is done. Tix secures 1, but it's not enough. You still just have to deal with the man advantage.
Oh my goodness, Rexy, the MVP of this round. The reveal with the recon dart allowed Zay to get a freebie, and then he sprays down 2 personally. But this guy on your screens right here, ladies and gentlemen, Kibo, he truly is a beast. He doesn't look like one, he looks like a very innocent person in reality, but on the server, he is probably the most impactful player on this team. Definitely the best pickup that Godlike have made. And if this guy is able to get them across the finish line, then I will tip my hat to him.
They're enjoying this. Although this was a close matchup, it was 13-11 for Team Godlike on their map pick. Godrin were comfortable on the first half when they were winning those rounds, but after the 6-6 swap, we thought, okay, this is going to be Godlike's game.
Well, this was quite a good game. It was very close, but we still have 1 more map to go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Can't for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
I know my destiny.
talk about this map, Rips, because you have an insight about this map.
Oh yeah, it's quite funny because God's Reign have not played Fracture at all throughout Split 1. And that is just so surprising because they thought at least they would have faced it once, right? But then I have another important stat for you. Godlike also have never played Fracture in Split 1 before. So with both these teams picking up Fracture over here, they are debuting on this map in the entire tournament. We have never seen these two teams on Fracture, so we truly don't know what to expect. At least the lineups are somewhat reasonable, right? We don't have any wild picks which will surprise us. God's Reign have all of these players playing on their comfort roles.
Neon.
Meanwhile, on Godlike, you have Caramel picking up the Neon, which I have never seen Caramel play before, but at least it's not a wild agent, you know. We've seen Neon being picked up on Fracture several times before.
Especially when you are a Paper X fan. the Pacific region,
For the local fans, I would have said that even NW1 likes to pick it up quite a lot, especially with Velocity when he was there in the team. But yeah, it's going to be a fast arcade push from Godlike right off the bat. Dynamite will detect their presence. But even though Caramel is stunned, he's able to get that first frag. The flash, it actually misses and it goes in for a team flash, which results in Rexy getting dinked down. But Tix finds Astro, somehow not able to check all those angles as he was coming inside. And this is a very awkward fight for Godlike. They've got they've got tower control, but they can't plant the spike yet because the smokes have run out. And they need something to push the God's Reign members back.
And if you're talking about running back, Rexy just moving back towards the 8 drop. Collecting the ultimate point, and Fracture is a map in which you can farm a lot. You are free to farm a lot, and just because of this, every single player of God's Reign moved towards 8 just because of that 1-0 point and that ultimate orb collection. Turret has been destroyed and now they're falling back. You have to be control. Kibu just going to plant the spike on the corner. Vibo needs to be careful. Fortline has been utilized. Zay is going to be the first point of contact, or will it be? No, he is the final now. Again, Zay is the final man surviving. I don't know why. Every single time when it's just the start of the map, Zay is always left alone on the first half of the pistol round. And Vibo shuts him down, securing another pistol. Godlike is struggling in those pistol rounds. Again and again and again, despite the fact they got first blood here. That man advantage denial by God's Reign was just perfect. But, okay, again, God's Reign. Now, hear me out. That switch towards A was quick, but that turret placement was perfect. Just because of that turret placement, you guys just instantly rotated towards B and destroyed the dreams of Godlike to secure an easy round. Autumn? No way! He got punished by Caramel. He had his tailwind activated but still lost a duel. Gifted away a free bulldog. But Team God's Reign needs to deny that, and that's why Sai and Tix playing a bit aggressive there, especially Sai. The bulldog has been recovered. Caramel with 82 HP just moving forward, and Rexy kinda going for an hero play. Goes for a flashpoint, Sai denied it, tossed it by the way. Meanwhile, Godlike the players are moving towards A, where we can see a setup, an alarm bot, Storm grenade towards main, and drop. You already have Hoax who's just still peeking from the ropes.
30 seconds left.
Every single player is dropping. Vibo needs to be careful. Aftershock has been invested. Caramel going all in. Lost that bulldog, but Kibo is there for a trade. He actually got that pick. Hoax shuts down that jumping Rexy and Kibo to Hoax with the 2 and God's Reign with the 2 on board. This is the second round in which they lost 2 bodies, and it was good. It was a good round. This was the pick in which surprised me a lot. Autumn falling down like and Autumn leaves.
Precise. One enemy remaining.
But hey, after winning the second round now, this is going to be a bonus round. And Godlike denying those bonus round again and again from God's Reign. So if they played well, especially this map is meant for pinching, right? If you are good at pinching, if you are good in crunching the opponents, you are made for this map. For now, that's not going to be the case for Godlike. Godlike just holding on their spawns.
Hawk out. Blinded.
That blinding call is going to be enough for now. For God's Reign to understand that Team Godlike, they're playing slow. Hawks again. He has to be a bit careful. Saw that sky smoke being dropped. Caramel clearing out the side. They have the side control, and this is the A side. But Zay, this man is playing cheeky, moving for Arcade. Might get punished. No, he will not. The Knight takes got the man advantage now, and now God's Reign. They have to be careful of your spawn as well as you have to clear out the players who are playing on site. Hogue secures a beautiful pick. Vibor shuts down Astro. In fact, Astro shuts down Vibor. Again, the man advantage favoring them. Autumn moving in, playing inside the clouds, but Sai shuts one down. Hawks with 1-2. Caramel needs to survive, and he will not. It's all up to Sai. Got blinded, still secure a pick, but Sai, oh my god, this man is just a beast. Sai proving his worth, and what a bonus round. They got the side, they got the first pick, they got the map advantage, man advantage, still lost it, the retake. Holding the A main as well as the sand was a perfect plan. Leaving out drop in every single time is a plan for God's Reign, which is working out. Godlike losing out one of the most important round of this game.
Blinded.
They still have to register a win on the NODWIN Valorant Challenge of South Asia. After winning the Ascent, everyone thought this might be the one, but hey, everything got denied. A bulldog in the hands of Zay. It's a hero bulldog here. This is a saving round for Godlike. A little light by the Sheriff's light shields.
Flash.
Autumn. Playing on the ropes. Spots out Kibo. In fact, playing on the box there. Zay securing 2 Hawks and Sai. They are out. This is not the way they expected. He got the side control now, and he also invested his lockdown. What has he done? And Rexy being cheeky. But Zay with the fourth. Oh my god, this man. That bulldog investment was just perfect. That bulldog has been utilized to its perfection. Picking the players of God's Reign 2 one by one. And now it's Vibor. It's Vibor. On the site, being careful. Zay and Kibo has pretty less HP. It has to be Astro who is going to be the first man on attack. Peaks! Zay with the ace, ladies and gentlemen. Zay with the beautiful ace. Godlike. Securing the most important. Not exactly, but a very crucial round, and Zay flipping the cards, flipping the script. And also securing the first round on the map of Fracture. How is it even possible? I don't know, but God's Reign received a huge chunk of damage on their shield. It's a B setup this time from the side of Vibor. A again, triple man setup from Team God's Reign. Rolling Thunder has been invested. 2 players going for the backstab. Tix needs to be careful. Caramel just moving forward. Got the palace control and Vibor and Tix burning out the players. Zay got burned alive. Keyboard just moving forward, losing out a lot of his HP. Brought down to only 45. Rexy checking the backstab, secure the first. Autumn peaks, shuts him down with the operator. Caramel needs to shut down that lockdown. He will, and he secures the pick. He has his ultimate available, but Hoax good with his aim. Perfect. And Kibo wasn't good enough for his counterpart. Hoax shuts him down too, and the round has been secured. Godlike tried to play aggressive, and that aggressiveness got decimated. And a beautiful setup. And the watch party from God's Reign, they are happy. They are happy by this performance. They are happy the way they played, and they are actually breaking the hopes, breaking the dreams. Plus, they reset with the max loss bonus. Godlike now, they have to play around the cash they have, and Zay has a Vandal with full shield, Astro 2 to 2150 for Zay in the backpack, 1600 for Astro. Similar setup, nothing has been changed. Zay again going from the same angle, the 0 point has been invested. No information has been relayed from the side of God's Reign. Okay, Vibor got suppressed, got pushed away for just because of that fragment, and Astro, he might be the one. Vibor needs to be careful, and he lost that battle against Zay. This man is just hitting those shots, being sneaky as an Houdini and sharp as a contractular. There, look at this. They again got the man advantage, and Zay shutting down Hoax. This, what he's even doing? How Zay is just capable of doing this out of this world stuff? I don't know, Krebs.
Yeah, it is a bit of a surprise now, isn't it? Caramel looking to re-establish the lead.
Flashbang.
Playing dangerous games towards Canteen, but the flash was perfect. And Caramel finally gets punished, but they didn't get any kills towards B main. And whatever advantage that Godlike had at one point is now gone. Zay almost burning alive, suffering 3rd-degree burns from that orbital strike. And now they can't retake tower. They have no choice but to play on the other side of the smoke. Winsa is already sticking the defuse. It's heartbreaking, man. Godlike had the man advantage very early on, but still lose out to a 3v5.
Those Autumn plays, those Sai and Autumn backstabs are just crazy, and Godlike are unable to, stop those, especially when Autumn is just feeling himself. Especially, plus one more thing, Zay, this man has done it again, just because of Godlike had a bad loadout. They were just struggling in terms of weapons. Zay has again got the sight in the previous round, but they still lost it. Maybe the comms issue, maybe the way God's Reign is playing is very annoying for Godlike, but they need to understand that this is where you have to shine. This is where you have a chance to shut down God's Reign. And Kibo is also talking in this timeout. That's nice.
I like how they're all just chewing on some gum to get rid of the stress. If only it worked for me in real life. Ha! Anyway, jokes aside, and self-appreciating humor aside, I like how Godlike are able to at least get into the sites and sometimes take a man advantage as well. But everything after that just seems to fall apart for them. Their post-plant positions, while on paper are great, God's Reign use a lot of utility to disrupt them and flush them out into the open. Plus, for God's Reign, the smokes just do not exist. They've been using that as virtual setup grounds. Caramel this time sliding in, but Sai will take care of him regardless. Elsewhere, Autumn has picked up 2 kills back to back, and Godlike are looking dismembered. Their shackles are heavily holding them back. Rexy can at least punish Autumn for staying over there and overstaying his welcome. But Tix is able to catch him off guard again. There's just way too many angles to clear, and Godlike do not have enough in the tank to flush all of these angles out. and Kibo is just playing a very downhill battle over here. Just having to peek in, make that contact play, which is not gonna result in anything positive at all. God's Reign running away with the lead, running away with this map.
Caramel sliding into his death though. By the way, I think so, Crips, Kibo is more comfortable on KO than Breach. Look at him, just only 1 kill. I know it's not all about kills. I know it's not all about the amount of frags you're getting, but sometimes it matters when you are in an individual fight. Sometimes it matters when you are playing solo. On the map of Fracture, maybe he's not that comfortable, but look at that. Caramel, this is the second time you're dying. Oh no, it seems like you are peeking good. You just got killed again and again. Autumn has a setup available. Moves forward, but oh, beautiful break by Rexy. Holding the sands, and now the Rolling Thunder has been invested. A good peek by Kibo, showing his face and just got back.
Yeah, but with these frags exchanged towards A main, God's Reign have actually given up on the side itself, and they're assuming that Godlike will go elsewhere, but little do they know that Godlike are still lurking around towards A main. They just now start to retreat away. But God's Reign, having lost Vibhor already, don't have any util to check other parts of the map, so they will have to manually re-clear all these areas. Same with Godlike. Their weapons are already lacking, but at least they have that Vandal in the hands of Zay. And 2 massive ultimates can definitely help them get a lot of ground. They will get towards underground where they will place the lockdown. This should cover the entire site. Now God's Reign have a choice. Do they hold on to the site, or do they make a safe exit to defend a spawn? They're allowed to make that exit. I'm surprised that Godlike don't pick them off in the middle of that transition. Dix gets retained, but it's not a problem at all. But the problem is Godlike haven't moved into the site, and just when they're starting to do so, the smokes have expired. This aftershock, it doesn't stop the plant luckily, but with Rexy already low on HP, Astor will have to play on the back of his orbital strike, which he's holding on for now. But God's Reign are making their way in. He's just ready to let the Hellfire rip loose. And Rexy playing in this one at an angle, just waiting for timing. Tix recognizes that they are going to be holding towards A main, so he goes all the way inside, and he's able to get at least one. But it's just down to Zay, and Autumn's marking this one. Once again, God's Reign have no problem in these retakes.
This round, both the teams had invested a lot of ultimates, by the way. Godlike, they were playing with just one hero Vandal, and just because of that, they are forced to invest a lot of ultimate just to take the site, or just to take a good amount of map control. First of all, we saw Hooks had invested that Rolling Thunder to just deny the A main control, and then when Godlike is trying to move in inside the site, they also invested the orbital, the lockdown. Before going, just regrouping with his teammate, Tix dropped that Molotov on the entry of the team in so that he can just delay the entry, and it worked out. But oh, this is going to be a quick one. Wow. Caramel, for the first time, this quick approach helped him.
Disrespecting the fast lane, making some fast plays of his own. And Rexy retaliates with another smoke through push, but this time Tix is prepared. You can see the regret on his face instantly. The plant denied with the orbital strike. As now God's Reign have a chance to reposition themselves. You've got Vibhor already sneaking in towards Sands. So this denies the possibility of Godlike lurking. All 3 of them tucked into the site, tucked away to safety. Can they find the openings over here? Caramel's already pretty low, and they know that Kibo will unleash this Rolling Thunder. So God's Reign are just waiting to bait this one out. And here it comes. They are prepared to dodge this one. No problem so far, but now that the time is running out, they have to get cracking. And Tix already cracks open Caramel's cranium. Kibo with the flashes, he's doing wonders. This crossfire between him and his teammate can be deadly, but he alone is sufficient. Godlike finally get another round.
How this man is just capable of doing these nasty stuff again and again. I was complaining about he was not that comfortable on the pick of Breach, but he denied that, especially just because of this fault line and the flashpoint setup for Caramel, taking down the drop and then entering inside the site, planting the spike and just getting his Rolling Thunder available and peeking with the help of his teammate with the crossfire setup. Dude, Godlike for the first time of the map of Fracture played like how they should play. And I liked it a lot. Utilizing the speed of Caramel is the key factor in the previous round, and they are trying to do that again. But will it work? Oh, seems like yes, it will.
Well, fast lane to get Caramel in towards the deep end of the site, but instead he jumps through it all and takes position towards Jen. Now there is a flank from Godswain coming in from main, but I think they've heard the footsteps now. So Godlike should be aware about this one. Only Sai goes undiscovered and he will now be found out. But Caramel still not checking the right angle. The audio is just missing for this guy. And just like that, it's back to a 3v3. Rexy, blinded as a bat, forced to fall back. The Cloudburst cuts him away from the action. And Sai being the bodyguard, just spraying everyone down. How often do Godswain convert these rounds? They were on the back foot, they had the man disadvantage, but it just doesn't bother them at all. No numbers, no problem.
Yeah. This is the fourth time Autumn just going for the backstab, and again this team winning the fights as well as the round. Godlike don't even know how to react to these backstabs. They are putting bodies, they are going down. They're just hiding, they're also getting killed.
And it's not like the backstab was a secret, right? They made plenty of
sound.
So...
Oh my god. I think so they're not ready for Autumn. Every single time they aren't. But hey, Caramel, he has his overdrive available, so I think so this is the perfect round because again Play is playing with the hero vandal and this man always steps up. I love Zaydu.
Caramel tries to flank towards the A main side. Instead of jumping into the side, goes directly to kill Sai, who's already acquired 2 frags by the way. So this A main re-flank attempt was completely unsuccessful.
Last player
At least
standing.
it manages to get Kibo into the site, but now he's cornered. He's already lacking HP. And there it is. He was just waiting for that sweet, sweet release of death. I like the first approach from Godlike when they tried to blitzkrieg into the A site and they actually managed to get all the way towards the site without losing members. But now that they knew that Sai also was present towards A main, I like this that they tried to kill him. But in the process of doing so, they just go in all by themselves. The backup utility from Kibo isn't present and Caramel has to fight him solo. On the basis of just aim, which obviously Sai will have an advantage in.
Yeah. Final round, first half, in which every single player of Godlike, except Zay, is trying to move from the drop, the dish, and the guiding light just reveal their position that this is someone using the rope from the second spawn to the default spawn. And again, look at that. There's a perfect setup from the side of Webo towards A. And on B, they're just playing on contact. That's it. If Tix get an information, he will fall back and try to adjust according to Autumn. But on the other side, they're just trying to hit on A. Godlike.
For this time, the fasting can be exploited. Webo is there to capture the angle. But the lockdown is going to get destroyed. At the last second, Sai now has to face this all by himself. ASTER trades him out and there's no more backup available. The rest of his teammates have been cut off from the action because of the smokes. But then again, we've seen Godswain turn these rounds into successful ones. The retakes have been amazing. This time with Godlike playing towards A main and by a massive number, it might just help their cause. They've only left Kibo towards the actual side itself. All the rest of them are playing for their post-plant lineup. But they focus towards A main first, takes for the double, makes things easier. And now Autumn left again in a 1v2. We've seen him pull this off before. Up top cleared. Cloudburst is gonna let him get to half, and nobody's marking this. Of course they're not, because the Hellfire is there to lure him out of the action. But now that the time is ticking away, the spike is half gone, and with it the hopes of Godswain as well. Even if he gets these stylish kills, it's not possible for him to get the round. Godlike activate the 9-3 curse. But will it turn into a blessing for them, or will they once again succumb to the superior post-plant prowess of Godswain? That's a question we'll have to answer later on. I love that
But
shot.
that quick. Yeah, from Caramel, right?
Still
crazy.
sliding, still accurate.
It doesn't matter, right, for him. But hey, activating the 9-3 curse, to be honest, I think so for NODWIN Valorant Challenge in South Asia, it's 8-4, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we all have a localized version of superstitions, but I don't know about superstitions. I do know a thing or two about comebacks, and Godlike managed to mount one in the previous map. Can they do it again on Fracture? To find out, see us on the other side of this break.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to God's Reign versus Godlike. This battle of gods has entered its last layer of hell. From the heavens to the mortal planes of earth, we descend down to give you this match of Valorant where God's Reign are already attempting a fast A hit from Sand. They've traded frags out due to a tiny gap in the smoke. But now that they're actually inside, they have to be wary about Caramel being towards drop as well. All of them just in separate positions. You've got Tix trying to move in sneakily towards the tower. He hears one drop inside, and that's going to relay the information. Meanwhile, you have Webhor holding a main, and the other two players are stuck in towards the side. And now finally Tix strikes. His presence discovered, but he is still not uncovered. This position not recovered, and he continues to wreak havoc.
Oh no, it was Astro alone. He was dealt with pretty easily, and God's Reign just winning every single pistol round on this series. And Dix, just because of the map control, just because of the area he had, just had an upper advantage in that 4v4 fight. Caramel tried his best, but those trades, which was perfect. Astro, before going down, tanked a lot of damage, dropped down to only 15, and double digits for God's Reign. We might witness an 11-3 here, because again, God's Reign have a better weapon advantage, but I like the fact that they quickly entered inside the A side, exploiting the Sands area.
I mean, if they can exploit Sands so effectively in just a distance round, and if Dix is able to find that flank so easily, I can't even imagine what's gonna happen when Godlike try to hold on to all these areas without having their killjoy. I mean, for now, Zay is the only one marking A. He's watching Dish while his turret is gonna ping anyone entry from A main. But even with this turret, what can he possibly do? He has no choice but to relinquish this area and play for a retake. And Godlike don't have the weaponry for a retake. Okay, forget weaponry. They don't even have
Spike planted.
This retake. No flashes on Kibo. At least Rexy has the fragment and flashes, so he can probably facilitate some entries. But there's only one smoke on Astro, and even if they use it to cover the A main region, they still have a lot of other places where they can get shot down from.
Awesome shots down. Kibo just trying to play a bit aggressive. Door has been triggered, in which takes spots Caramel and Astro out, shuts both of them down. Rexy is there. 0 point has been invested. He still has that fragment and fast point available, but this 150 investment might go down, or maybe he secure a pick. I am wrong. He will not. Just because of one player loss, God's Reign secure a Perfect round for them. 11-3, it's going to be the scoreline. If Godlike secures this round, they can stretch this map for a little bit. Otherwise, this map is done.
Done and dusted. Just like Ascent should have been, but we don't talk about that.
One enemy remaining.
Kibo was the prodigy that India needed. He was the guy who I think has been the biggest discovery of this game. And while he was firing on all cylinders in the first two maps, he's run out of fuel now. The only person who has some sort of traction in this this third map is Zay.
A timeout, and Zay, he was carrying the team on the attacker side, just utilizing that sentinel role like a duelist, playing like a duelist, just creating havoc, right? Every single time. But hey, this guy, Kibo, as well as the whole team, Godlike needs to step up if they want to register their first victory on the NODWIN Valorant Challenge of South Asia. Look at the scoreline here. Say is the only one from the side of Team Godlike hitting the double digit in terms of eliminations. And Astro on 4, Kibo on 5, Rexy on 7, Caramel on 9. This comp didn't work as they expected. That might work on the attacker side. But now they have to defend it. There's a setup on B, and Godstrain also moving towards B.
Yeah, but the KJ utility is placed to stop any pushes from the main. That's not where Godstrain are coming in from. They've showcased their presence towards arcade, so they're not keeping it a secret. But then they will try to go towards underground as well, and from that position, maybe the KJ util can actually thwart their pace. But then again, you've got Tix with that orbital strike, and that's exactly why nobody from Godlike is playing towards Star. Everyone's just holding Canteen and Generator respectively. This should make it quite easy for Godstrain to capture the B side for themselves. And to make sure there's no flanks coming in, they've sent a Trailblazer that goes all the way towards A main. Caramel sees a glimpse of it, so that means that he will now call to his team that there could be a possibility of an A hit as well. The rotations aren't there yet. And even if they are, the rotations can't do anything because they're all backed up by skills. Easy side take for Godstrain. And historically, Godlike have been fairly unsuccessful on the retakes, so let's see if this can work. They find the line advantage yet again, but Tix finally stops any push coming in from the main. Can they convert this? Before and Autumn trying to pick up the pace towards the team. But wait, they didn't go for the spike plant. They just hope to get all the frag wins. Alright.
Yeah. Something different. Something weird, but it didn't work out at the end. By the way, this backstab from Caramel just quick because he's playing Eon. He had that speed available, but his aim was also on point. If Tix would have secured a pick, it doesn't matter at the end because the spike is still on the side and you are a little bit far away from that, and you were still in a 1v3 situation. Now Team Godlike needs to move fearlessly if they want to stretch this pad, if they want to prove that curse. 0 point has been invested, no information.
Time to hunt.
Yeah, this time diversifying their attack.
Scout destroyed.
Trailblazer towards B main. It was used on the opposite side last time. But look at where the spike is, it's still literally sitting on spawn. They're waiting for Godlike to make an aggressive push, which I don't think is coming anytime soon. Oh, when they try to finally enter towards A main, Caramel shuts them down. Good kill onto Autumn. That should take away the diving power that Godstrain have been relying on. But they haven't made too many dive-in plays. I mean, they were doing it in the first half, but not so much on the attacking side.
Right here.
I'm kind of worried about Zay because he's gonna get burned if the orbital strike comes into play. But for now, the KG utility is keeping Godstrain away. They use the flashes. Here comes the push. They've also concussed CP, so making sure there's no crossfires, but Astro is still very capable of shutting them down. Zay finally triggers in as well, and Kibo with the final nail in the coffin.
Kibo was prisoner on the canteen, and just Astro was playing behind those Raid Knight boxes. He also used that Molotov just to slow down his opponents, but once he saw Oaks, he saw Tix in the same line of fire, shuts him down, and Zay secure the pick of his counterpart. Vibor down and a really, really good setup. Really good play. Despite of the fact God's Rain, forced Godlike to invest the 2 Sky Smoke a bit early, but still managed to, play slow and respect that play and won the round. And in this round, God's Rain, they don't have enough cash, except they have a Bulldog.
Goodness. No way Vibor is able to shut down Caramel.
I've got your trail.
He only had ability to connect one shot and he did straight to the cranium. Rex having a barrage of Sky utility being thrown at him, dodges all of it, but still goes in for the fight, still goes in for the pushes. I don't even think he saw Sai, he just like randomly connected to him. Like he was trying to shoot down the KO and he just happened to shoot Sai down for free.
First pick was just amazing, and Rexy was like, you know what, guys? This is the start. Let me show you how you can kill the players. This is how you can eliminate God's Rain Hope. And Caramel with the AWP. Oh, now we are gonna witness some crazy picks for sure.
There you have it. You've got Caramel on the AWP already. And it's no secret that he loves playing towards A main. But do they know that he's going to come this aggressively? Caramel doesn't usually push out this deep. And when he finally does, Tix goes for a toss.
Bot coming back.
Got the man advantage there before trying to just destroy the setup. And he somehow managed to pull Kibo out from the A defender's alley towards the B canteen. Webo playing around the underpass. And Hooks has his Rolling Thunder available now. Let's see. Webo just moving from the arcade towards the defender's alley, but he has to be careful of that turret. I think so he knows that where the target is, but oh my god! Astro, how you can even do that? How he connected those shots?
I mean, it seemed pretty normal to me. Nothing out of the ordinary, just
30
Astro doing
seconds
Astro
left.
things. Then again,
Yeah.
now that the orbital strike is still available, God's Rain have to be very, very paranoid. The moment they tap that spike, I think the Hellfire is going to be that
Bomb grenade
diving
out.
in. Dodges the fault line, but he still can't clear out tower because there's a judge over there.
Get out of
Very
my
little
way.
time left. God's Rain activates
seconds
moves
left.
now. Zay instantly shuts him down, and this judge is being such a nuisance for them. Sai finally kills him, which allows them to but he can't cover the punch himself, and Godlike are clawing their way back into this game.
They are just feeling themselves in every single player from Godlike, those individual play, and Caramel. Yeah, but this man just gonna create havoc with that operator, and Zay defending the side like an old guard there. Scoreline before the swap was 9-3 and now it's 11-7. 4 rounds in a row from Godlike, and here comes a timeout from the side of God's Rain, and it's really important because Godspeed, you don't have enough cash. You're gonna invest in those upgraded pistols, or maybe folks can buy a Spectre, or maybe you can give it to someone else. You can do that, but in this round you have to focus on man advantage and try to force out your opponent to drop some weapons, and you can try to just recover it. Plus you also have those ultimates to take control of the site.
It's quite funny to see how the tides have turned, because in the first half, God's Rain would lose members very early on and still face no problems while trying to defend these sites. But now, when they are in these retake situations themselves, Godlike are able to swarm them like bees, and there's no antidote to this. There's no solution that God's Rain have been able to devise yet. Maybe after this tactical timeout, they can figure out how to play these post plants. Maybe they can invoke some of that first half magic once more. But the bigger problem over here is to not lose your members early on. Caramel pushed back narrowly. Bottom has a lot of resistance in his way. Okay then! Tix, okay then.
I'm out of here.
Are you serious? Every single kill that's happened in the round so far has been through smokes with no line of sight. And while Tix is able to kill Astro without seeing him, Kibo
Watching
responds
here.
with 2. An eye for an eye. I mean, what point?
Just because of this, They got a plant, yeah?
Go ahead.
Spike planted.
Rexy position has been compromised. The spike got planted, but I still think that they have an advantage because Hoax has that Rolling Thunder available if they want to delay it till the end.
Off your feet!
Alright then, this should certainly kick things into high gear. Pun intended, as Caramel picks one more off. A tiny gap is all that's left. And none of these teams willing to push yet, but when they finally do, Sai uses the superior movement. Gets the kill onto Rexy. His ankle's broken, but still Caramel checks him, not in time to kill him. Oh my goodness, it's all up to Sai now. His position is discovered, and he still clutches it out! There's a reason why he had one of the highest clutch percentages in the split one. And there's a reason why they call him the clutch master. He is supreme! I am just so surprised that Caramel's headphones are not working this game. This is the second time he's failed to check angles, even though sound cues were given away. Yes, Kibo's kills are very impressive, but I think Caramel was just in high gear at that point. He discovered Sai, but Sai was just a bit too fast. Caramel couldn't get back to safety. And that
final classic burst.
Oh, just absolutely juicy. And with that, God's Reign are on map point. They're on series point now.
I've got your trail.
Seekers has been invested moving from the arcade side, and it was before just holding back. Also, the orbital strike towards the defender's alley as well as the generator. They got the free side destroying the setup. It's a 5-5 retake in which Astro also has his orbital strike available with the overdrive in the hands of Caramel and Kibo with the rolling thunder in the back. Invested at the perfect nick of time, otherwise he could have lost his life, and although Rexy does.
Wow. I am so surprised that God's Reign are able to get all these kills. That rolling thunder and orbital strike combination should have just burned everybody alive. It should have scorched them to death. But instead, God's Reign dodged all those utils, get back to its tower, and refrag everybody. Astro finally showing signs of life. The fault line doesn't catch him. He falls back in time. But God's Reign are so hesitant to plant, they only know where Astro is. They still haven't discovered Caramel.
No way.
I don't think they need to anymore. Caramel can feel this game slipping away from the palm of his hands. He's got the ult as well. He's got his... no, I think he's already run out of his ult, yeah? He must have used it very early on, so now he's only got his relay bolts and fast lane. Time taken away. Caramel has been instrumental for this team's success, and he might just do it yet again. First frag acquired. The rest of them not ready to challenge him again. Oh, and it's done. Autumn playing that angle to perfection. The headshot angle is enough to shut Caramel down. And yes, I apologize for my misconceptions about the HUD, about the ultimate that he was using, but it still doesn't matter now, does it?
No. At the end, it's God's Reign, and look at the God's Reign viewing party. Everyone is happy. Everyone is celebrating. This is the first win of the split 2 for God's Reign. A beautiful start, but a really, really good fight by Godlike. Especially on the map of Asian. They tried their level with Patati and God's Reign. They were just one step ahead from them every single time.
Yeah, I mean, that ultimate from Neon kind of confused me because the icon on the HUD was faded away. But then again, it wouldn't have made a difference all that much, you know, because both these players had adjusted to his position. As soon as they realized he's into his tower, they repositioned themselves to hold those angles. And the adjustments from God's Reign were amazing in Fracture. In the first half, they were able to find so much success despite losing the man advantage early on. And this just proves why God's Reign are such a high caliber team. It proves why they were the finalists of Split 1. And naturally, Godlike would have had a lot of trouble facing them. But there were a lot more subtle nuances to this game, and we'll discuss all of that after this short break in the analysis segment. There's also an interview coming up, so don't go anywhere.
Can't feel my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track.